Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. 6 o'clock, 6:02. Who's counting? 6:02, Friday evening, middle of September 2022. How is everyone doing? See a few people saying hi already. Kim, great to see you. Good vibes, it says. Cool. Good vibes to you. Dawn, thank you as always. Welcome to Omnipresent Dawn. Puddings, how you doing? Welcome. Hey, Steven, welcome to the show. CJ, welcome. Yep, I love having regulars. Everybody's great. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for, Steve. So now he's here. Now the party may commence. Well, it is indeed Friday. I've got a real kick this past week out of watching some other channels and seeing how many of you are all kind of bouncing around from channel to channel. It's pretty cool. Hey, Allie, how you doing? Welcome, Allie. Jeff, good day in Jeff land. Good evening here in Jiminy Flip It land. It's great to see everybody. It is Friday. Yeah, it was just interesting seeing everybody hop around. It's the same cluster of people that bounce around for a lot of these shows, which I think is fantastic. So I'm honored that you're bouncing into mine. We will do some listing tonight for sure. I have some newer stuff for everybody to check out. I have something really nice I wanted to show everyone. I think we'll wait till a few more people come in, but as a little bit of a precursor to what's to come this evening, we've jumped all the way up from 1904 to 1968. Back to the World of Life magazines. I just picked one, top of the pile. It has some cool ads in it. Obviously very modern looking, like we've alluded to in other shows. This is kind of cool. This is an insert that was in that magazine. It's from December, so you have the next year's preview. It's the Buyer's Digest for 69. Ford. You can see Falcon, Mustang, Thunderbirds. It's probably like a 10-page insert or so, and it has all the details about all of the upcoming 69 model year stuff. Sorry about the green screen creeping through a little bit, but I really like that. I like this thing a lot. This thing measures, just happen to have this. This thing measures 11 long by just about 9 inches wide. It's 10 pages, and I think I'm going to list it. Here's one of those rare cases where we're not going to rip this thing up and carve it up and do an autopsy. We're going to sell this thing whole. I'll scan it on my big old flatbed. I'll probably do a few of the photos or a few of the inside pictures. And this is kind of cool. Again, you get all the details about that model year. Little ding over there, but nothing crazy. Looks pretty good. It's intact. And it just fell out of the magazine. Literally fell out of the magazine. Look at that beautiful red leather interior. Quite plush. Try to get it focused for everybody. Maybe not. Well, anyway. Pretty cool, right? So this is going to be its own item. I just thought that was funny. It fell out of the magazine as I was opening it up. So applause, yes. It's a community. Indeed it is. Yeah, it's a lot safer, usually. Oh, you have the same one, Steven? The same thing I just showed? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not even sure what we're going to list this for. Maybe we'll look for comps. Oh, what do you know? Steven has a listing. But yeah, I think it's cool. Doesn't happen too often when you see a really nice intact thing like this. Really does look nice, doesn't it? It's like a little mini brochure. So for all the car buffs, we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's going to be the kind of thing that flies off the shelf, as they say, but we'll give it heck. You had it listed for quite a while. Okay. We will try. What category do you have it in? Maybe I'll pull it up and see if you come up. I won't share it if you don't want me to share it. That's fine. But Ford, 1969. Model brochure, I'm going to put. I don't know. Just scrolling through to see if I can find something similar. I mean, there's a few of them for different years. Here we go. Yep, I found it. I don't know if it is yours, Stephen, but I found one with another seller. He's got it up for on sale. It was $20, and it's reduced by 25%. So pretty cool. Yeah, no problem. No, I would never. Absolutely not in my nature to do that. There's enough to go around. We don't need to be jerks. But I like it. You know, we'll give it heck. We'll scan it nicely. We'll probably get, how many pictures can you do on eBay? I forgot now because I rarely do more than 1 or 2. 12, I think, right? 10 or 12. So we could probably get a good portion of this thing captured on the old flatbed. Not yours. Okay, cool. No problem. So at least there's a couple up there, though. That's good. Let me see if there's any more. And it says Buyer's Digest, which is what it says on this thing. There's another one up for $20. Yeah, there's at least 2 or 3. That's cool. Let me set up the listing screen. I made it nice and large for everybody when we get to doing the listing part of the show. 12 pictures? Okay, thank you. This is almost a bonus show tonight because I was supposed to be doing a Beatles show tonight, and they postponed it until October 14th. So I was not going to be on tonight, but I am. And then I have a show on Sunday and Monday, Beatles shows. So Monday I will not be on for the chat show. I will be in Woodbridge, New Jersey performing. So maybe we'll do a show on Tuesday. A chat show. Still waiting on word from Travis as far as availability. Really hope to have him back soon because we have Rural Squirrel ready to go. Kristen, who maybe she'll pop in. Scheduled to come on as a guest with both of us. So we'll see. Maybe that'll happen on Tuesday. That would be really nice. 12 pictures, 12 pics. Thanks. Hey, Kelly. You're trying to figure out what to list. I know you have enough stuff. But great to see you, Kelly. Dawn, literally all night long, yeah. And delivering some at like 10 o'clock, and then we have to deliver something in the morning, and it's going to be a long night. So I'm putting on a pot of coffee. After the show, we'll put on the pot of coffee. I'm going to stay up with her as long as I can. But yeah, Kelly, I know you have quite a collection of items you could potentially put up. I don't remember. Tell me, did you list any of the ads yet that you've picked up for me on Whatnot? I think you said you basically have a pile going. I don't know if you've actually dove into the pile and started listing them yet, but when you do, let me know. Papers and collectible papers. That's a good spot. Yeah. Or we could put advertising automobile. There's a few different spots that something like that can land in. I know, what is it, the 20th? They have the pending update on eBay, the category thing, the reallocation of categories. I think it's September 20th. So let's see what happens after that. Hopefully they won't impact too much of the stuff I have up. You haven't bought the scanner. That's right. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, good for you to hold out and wait for that thing because you want to have good quality photos. I know that. CJ, you got the scanner? Did you get the big flatbed one, or did you just get one of these duplex scanners? Who's on Whatnot tonight? I always like to check that out now. Who is on the Whatnots? In my favorite categories, which are, of course, vinyl records and ephemera and postcards. Who's on 136 shows right now? Isn't that crazy? Anybody we follow doing a Whatnot tonight? Big John is on tomorrow night at 8, which I'm going to check out. He's been off for a little bit. I know Ben is on. Ben's on Sunday. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch that. Going to do the Beatles show. I don't think anybody else is doing one right now. Dawn hasn't listed, but went through a bunch of stuff and loaded up the SUV to take and piggyback your friend's yard sale. Oh, that's right. You were talking about that this morning. Good luck with the yard sale. What time are you heading out? Still in the box. Okay. Yeah, you sold the teeth. That's crazy. You got the big one. Congratulations. Yeah, he just came down again, Sean. You got to act, Sean. Dawn. You got to act really fast with Sherlock. He's elusive. He was thinking of doing stuff from Paperpalooza. I haven't scanned them. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got mine. Everything that I had purchased from Whatnot, I think, is up right now, save for a few postcards, which maybe we'll touch on later in the show, like we did on Monday, was it? We did a couple of postcards, I think. Yeah, that's great. Congratulations, CJ. I think you'll really enjoy it. 7:30. Very nice. Get there nice and early. Hopefully you have the run of the place at that time. I know around here, and I'm sure it's typical of most places with estate sales. My wife and I love to go to estate sales, and let's say the sale starts at 9. People start getting online at like 7:30 usually for some of them. So early bird gets the worm, for that day one thing. I don't know if it's the same for this the yard sale you go into tomorrow, but we'll see. Hopefully you report in. Hopefully you got lots of good stuff. She's starting at 8. Okay, cool. What's the weather look like in that part of the world, doing right for tomorrow morning? We've had some beautiful, beautiful weather the last couple of nights. We had the windows open last night. Air was off. It was in the 50s last night. Felt beautiful. And of course, I have an outdoor show on Monday. We're indoors on Sunday. We have an outdoor show on Monday, 91 degrees. So summer has to get one more in right at the end and make me sweat and very uncomfortable one more time at a summer show outside. But wouldn't have it any other way. God forbid it was 65 and beautiful like it's been, but you know how that goes, everyone. Well, good luck with the sale tomorrow morning, Dawn. Hopefully you have a lot of luck. And report in to everybody maybe on Tuesday when I come back we'll do the chat show on Tuesday next week. It might hit 90 again. Yeah. And since you're always a day or so ahead of me in weather, that's probably why it's getting hot here too, Sunday and Monday. But we did, for one lousy night, we had the windows open. It was like 58 or something. It felt so nice to turn the stupid air off finally. Wow, holy cow, really? What a difference a couple 100 miles makes. No, far from it. We still have what? A little less than a week left. Then you get the famous Indian summer, right? That'll kick in. In October, it'll be 80 degrees again. Tonight. Cool. Literally, cool. Feels good to see how much crap we put in the car. No longer sitting in the house. Yeah, that's a good thing. I know it's a lot of work physically, too, to go up. And I don't know if you go up and down stairs, but just loading a car up, I'm sure it was a lot of work for you. You got in the 40s already. Holy cow. Yeah, we had our first 50s last night. And then, again, it's supposed to go right back up, 90s. 80s and 90s, and 70 at night, like typical summer. 91 in DFW. Dallas, Fort Worth, probably. Yeah, it's always hot in Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. Good stuff. Have I been to Dallas? I've been to San Antonio and I've been to Austin. I don't know if I've been in Dallas. We might have landed in Dallas. I got driven to Austin. I don't remember. For a show years ago. And Steven lived in Dallas, Fort Worth for 3 years. Cool. Well, I was trying to think of something just before the show started. I really do wing it, in case you didn't notice. That's why there's a lot of downtime and quiet, but that's why the conversation is crucial. I was trying to think if there's anything I really wanted to bring up tonight, just opening up. And if anybody has anything, feel free as always. But like I said, it was kind of cool seeing some different shows this week. I jumped into a few shows I haven't seen before, mostly at Dawn's advice. She's like, hey, check out so-and-so. So I checked it out. It's pretty cool. It's nice to see different people's approaches and different resellers, their thoughts on reselling, their thoughts on marketplace, their processes. It's just interesting to see. Tendency is to kind of get caught up in your own world, obviously, right? When you're doing this day and night like I am. So it was refreshing seeing some different points of view. I like that. Yeah, we have a beautiful 75 right now, sunny, 47% humidity, which is pretty dry, but no wind to speak of. So, and tonight, I love the fact that we keep talking about weather every show. That's one of the old standbys. Going down to 60 tonight, so we're not going to quite get in the 50s. But then tomorrow, 84, then 88, then 91, then 91, then 87, then 89. And then all of a sudden, next Friday, 72. So that's how this time of year goes. All the spring and fall, the transitions. For those of us who have lived through a couple of springs and falls, I think most of us have. It's 60 at 6 in the morning and 90 by noon. Oh, yeah, I believe it. Nothing good on your list. You were thinking railroad depots from Ben, and they haven't been scanned either. Guess I should work on postcards I bought at the show in July. Yeah. Amazing. You have quite a collection, Kelly. Both listed and unlisted. Hey, Jimmy Buys, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, Kelly, you have, I know you don't have the large scanner, but you do have a duplex scanner for your postcards, right? Dawn is always good to reveal names for people. I guess Corey would be Dreamy Buys. Is that right, Dawn? Because Dawn knows everyone. All-day event, usually scan 5,000 to 6,000 at a time. Again, speaking about different people's processes. Lurking. Cool. Lurking for 17 minutes, 18 minutes. Well, good to have you, Corey. You're addicted, can't stop buying at least once a week. I only bought twice as many as I listed. I have not bought anything, seriously, like in a long time. We have so much stuff between the ads. And now I do admit completely, as we talked about in great detail on Monday, the postcard thing, the bug has definitely infected me. And I do need some more because I'm pretty much out. I have, like I said, a handful from a Popeye auction a month or two ago. I can't remember what it was that I picked up that I still need to list. But outside of that, I'm done as far as my collection, just starting it out. So I do need to pick up some more postcards. I watched who the heck was it? Matt's show this morning. Was it this morning, this afternoon, 1:00 this afternoon? With some postcards. I just kind of watched. I don't really know enough to jump in yet, but I figured the more I watch and the more trends I see, and I see what people are willing to spend on the lots, it should help me in the future when I go out and try to source some on my own. All right, cool. So that works great, Kelly. Nice to meet you too, Corey. Great to have you on. Thank you. You bought 50,000. Wow. Yeah, I don't want to be addicted. I just want to be, I want to, as my name alludes to, I want to flip them. I don't want to keep them. I don't want to hoard them. I don't want to just say I have X amount of stuff. I want to grab as many as I can in volume and get rid of them as quickly as possible. That's what I want to do. So I don't mind buying as long as they leave quickly or relatively quickly. That's why I don't know if I'm ready for, as much as I do love the postcard thing. I don't know if I would, people like Kelly and Popeye, of course, with millions, and everybody else, and Mark, and who else? Puddings, a whole bunch of postcard people. They probably have, a basement or at least a room filled with these things. I wouldn't even know what to do with it yet, So I'm not going to go out and just go get. He says, mark this, by the way, because in 2 weeks when you see me doing a postcard haul video. But as of this point, I don't see myself, renting a van and loading up with thousands of postcards, because I hate to use the term overwhelmed because I think it's overused, but that would be slightly overwhelming for me to have to go through all these things, really not knowing too much about them yet. But again, as time goes on and I see trends and I see what's selling from this paltry supply I have right now up there, I think, again, a little over 100 listed right now, sold about 18, something like that. We'll see what happens, but I definitely want more. And if more just means a couple of hundred for me, that would be a big deal. If I got another 100, that doubles my inventory, So we'll see what happens. But I definitely dig it. I see the attraction, as I've mentioned in other people's chats. I definitely see the attraction. A few thousand Victorian tree cards, sure. Well, that's a great point too. Kelly's in it for a long haul, as hopefully most of us are, whether it's postcards or anything else. You're in the reselling game for a long time. Until you have thousands of books in inventory. Yeah, oh my God. I mean, I have not thousands, I have probably about 1,000 magazines, but, many tens of thousands of ads contained within. And that takes up really about 2 of those big old metal racks I'm sure most of us have. Maybe I'll do a video like everybody seems to do. I'm trying to resist the temptation to do the same videos everybody else does, but sometimes there is a good or a valid reason to do them. Maybe I'll do a video about my storage technique and all that. But anyway, I'm sure most of us know what they look like. Those big metal storage things. I can't remember what you call them. We got them at Home Depot a couple of years ago. We have like 12 of them. So the whole magazine thing, it only takes up about maybe 2 of those things. And I know postcards, you can get away with, a whole bunch more. It's deceiving because what did we say a couple weeks ago? I think Mark put the point out that a box of postcards, like, I don't know if there's a standardized version of a box, is like somewhere 700, 800 cards, something like that, fit in a box. So you could fit, many, 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 many thousands of them pretty easily in the places that I have available right now, which is kind of cool. Yeah, books take up room for sure. 10,000 on ephemera Q3 and 4 of last year, just sitting here waiting to get sorted and scanned. The only thing is, at some point, you definitely want to make sure at least you get started on that process, because the more it builds up, the harder it's going to be to get motivated to go into that gigantic pile of stuff. But I know you're doing the day job thing, so time is not your friend yet, but it will be. $40,000 to $50,000. Okay, that's probably what shelf garage units. There you go. That's a good way to put it. I couldn't think of the terminology. I don't know why. If I go to Home Depot, I could probably give you the exact name, but I think most of us have the same sort of stuff. You struggle with doing the math and reselling. Larger hauls would just put me under the bus. How so? Why would they put you on the bus? Because you wouldn't know how. Explain that a little more. I'd like to hear more about that. You could list for a few years at your current pace. Yeah, I believe it. $500-600 a month. I'd like to get closer to 50 a day, 1,500 a month, but it's going to take a while. Yep. But you definitely have, or at least you're working on the volume to sustain that, to grow towards that. You would watch a room tour? Yeah, nothing exciting, trust me. But again, it's one of those obligatory videos a lot of people do, or their system or whatever. Here's how I ship. Here's how I list. But then again, I did a video series on that, didn't I? So who am I to say? You do well with catalogs and books. They're only 4% of your listings, but around 20% of revenue. Wow, maybe you should increase that volume of listings then and hope for a proportional gain in revenue. Corey says, makes sense. Just hit 16,000. You're at 350, not enough to put back in business. Oh, you're about to crash. I'm trying to get the 16,000 postcards or 16,000 listings. Books make more money than any other category, also more profit. That's good that you found. You can list 100 a day for 2 years before you start to run out. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's again my naive take at the beginning of this venture into postcards is that exactly like Steven says. I think it's like again another cliche numbers game. Somebody like Kelly could probably back that up. If you have tens of thousands of anything, even if they don't sell for great money, you're going to make a lot of money just because you have lots of them up, and provided that your cost is low. Because same with me, Steven, like the few cards I've sold, my big hit was $15, and all the other ones are about 10 or so, which isn't terrible. Again, considering I have easily less than $1 into the ones I purchased, so that's good. But I'm sure there are a couple of home runs out there. There probably is a postcard out there that's worth several $100s if you know where to find it or whatever. But I would assume few and far between. So it just becomes, once again, a numbers game. Get tens of thousands of them up if you can. And sure enough, you'll make enough money on a daily basis to sustain things. Now, Kelly is pretty much, I'm just talking about Kelly because we talk on and off a lot about postcards, and I'm intrigued by postcards. I think most of Kelly's store is postcards, but not exclusively. And somebody like Popeye is, again, 99% postcards. I don't aspire to being a full-blown postcard dealer, just selling postcards. I just want to add it to the arsenal, if you will, of items. So personally, I'm not out to grab, 500,000 postcards and just have it completely dominate my entire existence and my presence on eBay. But I would definitely like to supplement some other stuff and have some postcards. Just, like I said, another tool in the bag. Something else that obviously is popular and sells really quick. I was most pumped up by a Disney card, a stupid Disneyland card of the riverboat. I put it up. I had the dates on the 13th and it sold on the 15th. So I was like, holy, for $10, and again, paid like pennies for it. So that was very encouraging when you see something sell that quickly, no matter what it is. It's an eye opener. And I'm like, man, I got to get more of these. So now that I'm running out, I'm starting to get that little almost frantic feeling like I need to get more. I need to get more. I have some books and I enjoy them too. I think it's a great niche to be in, Stephen. So 15,000 listings. Cool. Profit percentages. Yeah, absolutely. Never sells a day. What kind of books do you sell? Bit of everything. Kim says the lack of knowledge to figure quickly. Oh, you're getting back to that point about being overwhelmed, right? You lack the knowledge to figure out quickly how to source at a smart price. You're unfortunately a detailed person, so you overthink things and trying to break out of that habit. Yeah. I guess it has advantages and disadvantages. Being thorough and detail-oriented, it could probably serve you well in a lot of circumstances. But something like this where you kind of need to pounce and just... I've seen a lot of people... I'm going to go back to postcards again. Let's make up a number, 10,000. I'm going to go get 10,000 postcards. I don't think anybody sits there and physically thumbs through all 10,000. They try to make an assessment based on a handful, maybe, I don't know, every couple of hundred they sort through. And to the keen eye of a postcard seller, they say, oh, I see this, I see this. And you kind of take a chance. Out of the 10,000, maybe, I don't know what the ratio is, maybe 100 of them are real great cards that are going to make a fortune. And then maybe a couple of thousand are pretty good. And maybe 1,000 are, garbage, but maybe you lot that up. So it's one of those things where you just kind of have to have that eye. And for me anyway, I would want to develop that eye. If I was presented 10,000 postcards that I could kind of thumb through relatively quickly and, determine whether or not it's worth whatever they're asking for. So that part I get totally. I don't have a keen eye for that at all yet. You've sold books for hundreds of dollars on a 50-cent purchase. That's outrageously cool. Yep. Indeed, Dawn. Yeah. Sorry, I have some kind of itchy eye going here, folks. You get about 7 customers a day, but some of those people are buying multiple items. Well, that's a beautiful thing. And that's one of the lures about postcards. A few people have told me that you'll often get a collector come in and pick up a bunch of them in one-stop shop. That would be outrageously. And again, that's what I want volume for. So somebody that comes in and sees a certain card or whatever that I have, and they like it, maybe they'll buy 10 of them or something. That's the dream. That happens with the print ads a lot. Not a lot, but it happens enough that it makes me smile. $40 card, that's awesome. I still think a $40 card is pretty cool, especially if you paid, a buck or less. If you paid $30 for it and you sold it for $40, You want to hit 30,000 listings? I'm assuming that means. Currently, you've got comic books. There you go. Yeah, he has some other stuff. Review, journal, merchant, press, variety is good. Yeah, but the ratio is still pretty heavily tilted towards the cards in your store, right, Kelly? The postcards. Switch from books and Amazon just because postcards are easy. Yeah, without question, they're easy to list, easy to scan. They're quick to list, I should say. But more than almost any other product I can think of, short of my own vintage print ads, is you really got to be organized because as the numbers increase as far as your stock, boy, it is the risk of missing something or taking 5 years to find one stupid card. That risk goes up really quickly. So as John alluded to on the show on Monday, and he has a video about it, you want to try to get a process, an inventory control process in place. Like me, when I'm in the infancy of this niche, I got to get something down so that I'm not, if I do go out and buy a 5,000 card lot or whatever, there's a pattern and it's just a matter of filling it into the appropriate slots. And hopefully I won't be, I'm sure a lot of people go through the growing pains of losing something. It happened with me with ads initially. We just had piles of magazines and I would kind of scribble the date on there. But when they start selling and it's a very stressful thing when you're running around ripping, hundreds of magazines off a shelf trying to find one stupid ad. So I came up with a process for ads, and I definitely need to come up with one for the postcards as well. Again, before I start building or amassing a collection. Good stuff. Research is always good. FDCs. What is an FDC? Super slow sellers, they don't sell for much, maybe 2 to 3 each. Don't know what FDCs means, at least initially. Don't list on Amazon. I dabbled in Amazon for a couple of months, and I think we talked about this. I bailed pretty quickly because I wanted to try to do the vintage stuff, the collectibles, and you had to be ungated in it, and it was a whole thing. I can't stand that gating thing on Amazon. You paid $10 and you sold something for $600. That's a beautiful thing, Puddings. Doing the way Arizona does storage thing. And you all have shipping prices. Easy as Arizona. So many abbreviations. If you buy a large collection of whatever, you zoom in on the items and look up sold comps. So if it's 1,000, I figure I need to find 100 cards to sell $10 each. The rest will get some. Yeah. You want to make your return almost initially on your investment. What are FTCs? Congratulations, Steve. That's awesome. See, that's what I'm looking for. Somebody to come in, swoop in, and pick up a bunch. I was hoping maybe with the Disneyland thing, actually, that might happen because Disney being Disney and being so collected, across every potential or every conceivable product line, I thought maybe somebody would swoop in and grab all of my Disney cards. I was hoping for that, but I've sold, 3 so far, and they were all one-offs. And I do follow up, like I've talked about with the printed thing. I always follow up, especially because I'm new at this. Hey, thanks so much for buying my postcard. Are you a Disney collector? Did you check out my store? I have another, 30 Disney postcards. Let me know if you're interested. I'll cut you a deal. Yada, yada, yada. So far, no. Again, it was only 3, but no takers on that. But I like to do that to try to turn one sale into multiple. But that's a great job. When you get a collection, you count every single card so you can get a good price per item count. I know a few people have mentioned that there's a pretty simple equation based on like having a ruler or something. And I don't know what the number is, but let's just say every 4 inches is 100 cards, something like that. And then you go in and kind of just guesstimate. I don't remember what the ratio was. You might have even mentioned that, Kelly. I think a couple of people have told me about that. I like that trick. So if you do know what that is, let me know what the number is. It's basically like every couple of inches equals roughly X amount of postcards, and then you can kind of zoom through. And especially if you have a really, really big collection you're looking to purchase, and you don't want to sit there and spend 5 hours counting every single one. You only started listing July. You're at 16. Get out. Again, Corey, hold on. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. You're talking about listing anything, or we're just in postcard world here? Because to get 16,000 up in a year is a little over a year is pretty phenomenal work. Stephen has sold 5 copies of Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash, only 650, and you had 5 of them. That's incredible. There's a bolo from Stephen. Thank you for sharing that, everybody. This one's courtesy of Stephen Holton. Take a screenshot, everybody. Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. If you see that, grab it up. I'm getting lost in this comments. I'm sorry. Puddings. You could do that jump from 16 to 30 very easily. You were doing 5,000 a year and then 10,000. Now you're up to 25,000. Yes, you do. You have a focused life, which is commendable. Puddings uses Auction Professor's process. I give a letter to a box and a bin number, and you put 25 to 30 in each bin number. You think storing by state and town would be a nightmare? And I think Popeye subscribes to the latter where he organizes by state, I'm pretty sure. Or I know he told me if you come across a big old stack of them and before you throw them in your scanner, he suggested like breaking them down by state or whatever consistencies there are. If you can have a pile of real photos, a pile of chromes, a pile of linens. But yeah, I've seen Don's process. He has a video. John has a great video. I'm sure Mark SM Postcards, I think he probably has a video too about the organization process. It's a huge component of the postcard game, I would think. And definitely, like I said, something right now, I'll show you actually. Hold on. Do any of you postcard gurus remember the day when it was this simple? You have a standard little plastic shoebox thing. That's my entire collection of postcards, everybody. The Disney stuff I have in a little cellophane thing. All the rest are just laying there by themselves. And then we have Popeye 1, my first Popeye lot. This is how he ships them, by the way, which is fantastic in these little boxes. So that's my whole world of postcards right now. Not even a third of a shoebox. Is this a shoebox? I don't even know if it's a shoebox. You know, these little plastic containers with the lids. That's my whole postcard world, everybody. But yeah, I obviously, as the inventory grows, I'm sorry about that. I'm hitting the microphone. As my inventory grows, I'm going to come up with a process. But right now, it's pretty dang simple. As they say in Dixie. Where were we? Kim, you're concentrating on print ads. Very good. Pull all those. Once they are labeled, once they are ready to be listed, you will bring out the postcards. Very good. First day covers. Oh, I have some first day covers. And I sold some. Envelopes. Yep. Thank you. Fire department. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. FTC could have been a lot of different things, I thought. But Allie has a process. She does sequential numbers as you add them into the store for postcards, and the numbers are infinite. I have tabs like 100 to 150 for quick search. Allie, do you have a YouTube? I know you're on Whatnot. Do you have a YouTube? If you do, let me know. And if you do have a video, put a video up about that. Puddings, you do that too. So does Popeye. First day covers. Thank you, everybody. I think we all use some of the same inventory system. Honestly, it's one of the best out there. Mark does his, which you couldn't start over and do. Well, that's another great point, Kelly. Like whatever I do, since I don't have anything now, I'm wide open. I don't want to get into something and then have to, flip it around or do something differently. I want to just establish one that works well for me and not deviate from it, Because a bit of my fear is if I watch 10 videos on how to organize postcards, I could potentially have 10 different, systems. I don't want to get mired in that kind of stuff, like watching 100 videos on postcard organization. I'd rather just get some postcards and do something, find something that's efficient and implement it immediately, not spend days looking for the perfect one, 1 inch equals approximately 70. There you go. I'm actually writing that down, Kelly. Thank you. That was that ratio. 1 inch is 70 cards. Holy cow. Gonna bang out the calculator. Hold on. So 840 cards approximately in a 12-inch ruler. 840 cards, huh? That's amazing. Thank you, Kelly. I knew there was a estimated number like that, so thank you for that. You might have gotten the idea from him. July of last year, you had maybe 500 books at most. So yes, in a year, you've listed 19,000 cards, sold close to 4. Very good. 19,000. I thought it was 190. 19,000 and sold 4. 20%. Right? Mathematician friends? CDs, hold on. You're speaking my language. What a disaster. You got over 300. Did I include the though? And I feel, oh, yeah, absolutely. When I did the same thing. When I would display all my CDs, I put them in I put them in band order, alphabetical band order, and then sequential by record. So like Beatles, Please Please Me is the first album, Beatles, With the Beatles is the second. So I'd have them alphabetized by band and then in chronological order of each album. And you're right, after a few thousand, that becomes slightly unmanageable, actually. They almost made a movie of that book. Cool. Again, appreciate the bolo there. Used to do State and Town, he switched to boxes with bin numbers. Cool. And if people like Popeye or Kelly, who has tons of them, can keep organized, and that's obviously something I want to emulate, if they could do it. Hey, Swamp Picker, welcome aboard. First edition hardcovers. Awesome, man. Thank you. I wrote down your book too. Hope you don't mind. If I find one in the wild, I'll do a video and give you a full plug and a thanks. Grateful thanks. If it's under 100 cards, you don't sort. If it's over 100, you do sort. Just faster with listing, so you don't have to keep changing your store categories. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would think everybody starts with a handful, right? I mean, this is my Popeye one was which is the ones we were listing the other night. I think it was about actually let's test his theory here. This is the Popeye. There's the thickness of the Popeye collection so far. And we're pretty much right at an inch there. Right? But I know this was more than 70. It's like 100 and something. So I guess it depends on maybe it depends on the type of card. I don't know. But remember this one? We listed this the other night on the show. I like that card. I think it's just very attractive. The oldest home in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, that is. But anyway, this is, at this point, like I said, it's child's play because I have so few. But I love these boxes. This is how it came shipped to me. Really perfect little box. Keeps them safe. I have them on an elevated storage thing, so I'm not concerned about, God forbid, water damage or anything. I have nothing down low across all items. Like my first tier of shelving is probably about a foot off the ground. And if we have a foot of water in the basement, we have bigger fish to fry than me worrying about postcards. But yeah, that's it. And then all my cards, my little Disney thing, which is probably like 30, is just all together. It's very simple at this point. But again, it's obviously the only reason it's simple is I have so few. And there really is no rhyme or reason other than I have a Popeye box and I have a Disney box. That's it. Or a Disney collection. You go all in. Yeah, so you never started small. Do you remember what that cost you, Kelly? Your first foray into 20,000? Well, you say you only do $1 a card, right? At the most? Tell me you spent $20,000 on cards? That's out of control. Popeye sorts like that for listing purposes, but after they're all in lettered boxes. I know he has videos all about that, so definitely highly. If you want to throw a link up there, Dawn, be my guest. I'm sure he'd appreciate it because he's making 50 cents a day on YouTube. He said. YouTube. Oh, you don't have YouTube. What are first day cover envelope? What are first day cover envelopes? I saw some at market near me and didn't know if they were good to pick up. I might have one right here. It's like the first day a stamp is put out, right? And then you would get a postal mark on the day of issue. I know I have some. They might be behind me, though. I used to have them in a drawer right here. My great-grandfather, who passed away in 83, and he was almost 100 at the time, always used to tell me when I was a kid that he was going to leave me this amazing stamp collection that he had been collecting since he was a teenager. So you're talking like 1890 something, all the way through his life. And he did eventually, we got this big collection. It's a big collection. And he tried his best, for the time. It's literally just handwritten notes in pencil about the states and the numbers and all that stuff. But it's become quite a monumental task trying to go through all that. My poor wife, she thrives on organizing things and, creating organization out of havoc. So she dove in a couple of years ago. She really got involved. And these things were like literally in shoe boxes, in brown paper bags. He was a great collector and he had a keen eye and all that stuff, but he didn't have a clue about how to store these things. So it's a miracle they've survived. But anyway, within that huge collection, I got a bunch of those first day covers. We sold a few, but nothing, crazy. 500 ship. Worst case, if it didn't work out, it was sold them in lots of 1K for 100 each. If they are in sleeves, that's like 50-ish. Okay, maybe that's why. That's cool. Yeah, we don't need exact numbers. It's just that's a good, basis to go by. Kim says her problem with reselling overall. You've surfed the YouTube resell university to the point my head is. Yeah, exactly. That can truly become overwhelming. Not only overwhelming, but it's a time suck too. And I think all of us fall prey to that to some extent, where you sit there and you watch YouTube, because we're on YouTube or we enjoy this, and I certainly do. And I look for people that, how do I describe this? I really look to learn from the channels I watch. I don't look for the entertainment value as far as reselling. Of course, with other stuff I do. My music, I love to watch music videos and all that stuff and lessons on music. But in the reselling space, I really just try to cut through the nonsense and just get right to points that I think could benefit me and my business. So I don't get involved with the other nonsense and the fluff. I try to stick to, educational driven content. That's what I want to consume anyway. So I usually don't get stuck that long with that stuff. But to your point, Kim, yeah, you could spend your whole day watching videos trying to find, like I said, the perfect, storage solution for your postcards. And before you know it, a whole day has escaped you and you've done nothing except you have red eyes from watching YouTube for 15 hours a day, right? Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Welcome. Hello, everyone. Cajun Roots. Look at that groovy new smiley. What do you call it? Yeah, I'm so bad at these stupid names. What do you call the little image that he has there? I can't think of what it's called. Your icon, your whatever it's called. Anyway, great to see you, Johnny. Welcome to the show. I struggle with such simple things. Meanwhile, I'm into computers big time, and I fix them, and I do all this work on them, but I can't get certain terms in my head. I don't know why. It's not a smiley face. It's a icon. What is it called? Make a plan to stick to it. Yeah, but you're right. The hunt for the plan can take you, tons of time and distract you potentially. That's my thing anyway. I don't want to be distracted. Yeah, to get lost in those things. Just use a number system. What I use a raffle ticket for books. Sure. Miss Q has a date purchased. Number system with Corey. I have albums that I sell a lot of albums, and I have 78s, and the number, and I have what was the other big thing I had with that? The sheet music, same thing. I literally, like you said, just basically did a number system. You see what my print ads a lot. I'll preface it with like a letter that corresponds to the product. So, for example, with the sheet music, I would put like SM1, SM2, and just, I only have 200 or whatever, so it's very manageable. And that's kind of easy to just, just add a number to each one. But I could see you got Kelly getting 20,000 day one. I wouldn't want to have to list, 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way to 20,000. So what's the purpose? Like if number 17,310 sells, I have to thumb through, So I could definitely understand how important getting a process in place early on in the game will pay dividends down the road. Yeah, that's absolutely great advice there by Steven. And again, for me, I'm speaking about myself as well, as Kim, but like, I don't want to get lost in 3 days of YouTube searching for the perfect way to shuffle and organize postcards. Me being a record guy, I've watched 1,000 videos on how to clean records, how to clean 78s, the best record cleaning machines, the best solution to make, the best, and there's literally thousands of videos on these topics. And if it's something you're actually into a little bit, you could spend your whole day watching these videos, which I'm sure makes the creators really happy, but it doesn't do a lot for your productivity. You list postcards in alphabetical order by town, assuming it's a topographical, as they say, right? With the same bin number. Now, puddings, do you only... I know Kelly was talking to me offline about the types of cards he sources. Like he shies away from certain types of cards and he hones in on other types that he buys. Like you just said about multiple towns. So that means, is that to assume you don't do like greeting cards or non-topographical or whatever the term is, places? Popeye had a great way of putting it. He hates the term topographical and non-topographical. It was like he had two words, like basically meaning a view card, I think he said, right? A view card means it's a view of a house, a view of a car, a view of a street. So do you specialize in view cards, puddings, or do you kind of dabble in everything? Because if you don't have a name of a town or anything, if it's just a picture of a clown, perish the thought, saying Merry Christmas, does that go into a category called Christmas? That would be my inclination. I would do stuff like that. I would have like a hierarchy of terms: Christmas, Easter, Halloween, and then maybe from that drill down to like pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns within Halloween and witches within Halloween, and have those things alphabetized. That's just off the top of my head. I would probably do something like that. You sort your sheet music by titles. That's cool. The last one you found, you gave it to your oldest son. Which one, Stephen? I'm sorry. I'm probably too far behind to remember what you're referring to. There you go. Cheers, Corey. Now that's a problem. Forget the postcards, right? Yeah, we'll be on all night. Don't worry about it. There's the inventory video. Thank you, Dawn. I'm sure most of us in this room have probably watched it already, but if not, definitely take a look, because there's somebody that knows what he's talking about. Great point. Everybody operates differently. Exactly. One man's organization is another man's chaos, potentially, or vice versa. What is a bro style video? Don't even know what that is either. I learn new terms every show here. You pay up to $1 now, or maybe even more on certain auctions, Kelly. Wink, wink. 90% of your inventory, you paid less than 25 cents a card. The only places you pay up is Whatnot. Oh, there you go. Yep. Good stuff. Do you have a source on eBay, Kelly, for lots? For like, I know it's mostly junk probably that people can't sell, so they lot them up. But do you ever find anything on an eBay lot purchase of cards? Yeah, the YouTube ditch. Well said, Kim. Method probably drastically cuts down on missing cards. Well, that's, again, the goal. Get rid of this banner. Here we go. Avatar. There you go, Cajun. Johnny says Avatar. Let's go with that. Thumbnail. I like it. Yeah, what the heck is bro style? Avatar profile. Profile picture's kind of good, too. You see, so think about it. You know, I feel stupid sometimes when I can't think of these names, but there's like 25 names for the same thing. Avatar, thumbnail. I like thumbnail. I think that resonates. Yeah, that makes sense. You do non-topographical. You list holiday in alphabetical order by holiday and error in the same bin. Very good. Giving one number to 25 cards is much. Well, sure, if it's only that small quantity, right? But again, if you have 20,000, if you had to dumb down postcards, it's views and topics. That's what he said. Very good. Thank you. Yep, exactly. And that's what John says in one of those videos. He's like, if you talk to postcard people, you know, they'll laugh you out of the building if you say topographical or whatever. It's a YouTube, an eBay contrived, you know, title that doesn't really mean anything in the actual collecting space. So there you go. Views and topics. I like it. Your comic books are alphabetical in numerical order. When you had 50K, it was still PETA trying to find what issue sold. You research every item and sell the items that have a history of selling. Everything else you lot up and sell. That way it keeps my listing time and amount low and resell count high. I like it. Again, I love to hear all your approaches to doing things. I really do. Oh, you did all your sourcing on eBay until the market skyrocketed. There you go. Yeah. 2 or 3 people you buy from on eBay because they don't get a lot of bidders. Okay. Thank you very much, Kelly. All right. I caught up with the chat. Holy God. Anyway, everybody check out Johnny Cajun Roots Reseller and his groovy avatar. I think that thing looks outrageously cool. I know he was talking about it on his show. He does a live show every single morning, Monday to Friday at 8:30 Eastern. And it's a great place to hang out and start your day and get the reselling juices going. So check out his show every morning, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Only on CBS. I mean YouTube. All right, Kelly and Puddings and anybody else who dabbles in postcards. Here I am with my lousy, I think it's about 200 cards. I have 100 listed. Let's say 200 cards. We'll just make it a nice, easy number, right? If you were me and you were starting from basically scratch and you got the bug and you're interested in it and you don't want to dive in to the point where you have tens and thousands of them, but maybe even like just say 1,000, where would you recommend a novice like me go to pick up my first 1,000 postcards? Should I go to a show? I am going to go in November per John's advice. He asked me to go because it's probably not too far from him either. Maybe he'll be there. York, Pennsylvania around Thanksgiving. I am going to go to that. Again, I don't know if I'm buying anything. I might just kind of take in the atmosphere of this place and try to like schmooze with people and just listen, do a lot of listening, see what they talk about, see what the catchphrases are, see what is popular, see what's not. But anyway, if I was going to go get 1,000 postcards tomorrow, or I aspired to go get 1,000 postcards, what would you think is the best place to go? Just jump on Whatnot and go to John's auction and buy 1,000? Or, seriously, like, what do you think is the best approach? I have no experience being hands-on with these things. I've talked about the Polish postcards, which were my wife's grandmother's that were just given to us, right? I purchased the Disney cards from John on Whatnot, and I purchased the John lot from John on Whatnot. I've never sat down. I've been to an antique mall or two where they have postcards, but it's an afterthought. They're like in a glass case with, 20 other types of things with like 345 records and a scatterings of lousy postcards, keychains and coins, all like a mishmash. I haven't found a dedicated postcard place in my life yet. So I want to do something like that and spend some time, taking in physically handling a bunch of postcards and, just try to understand it a little bit better personally. That's what I want to do. So if anybody has any advice, I guess Whatnot's probably the easiest thing, but what about the hands-on approach? Yeah, I know nothing about comics, Dawn. I don't have any interest in them, and I don't think you have to necessarily. A lot of people say that you have to love what you're selling. That's not true. If you're making tons of money, you don't really have to like the thing. You have to be knowledgeable about it, probably. But I don't know anything about comics, and I have no interest in them. Hey, Annie, how you doing? Welcome aboard. I know Annie knows postcards too. We're talking postcards again, Annie. It keeps evolving to that point. Well, there you go. What's your buying range? It sounds like you're in a car dealership. How much are you looking to spend? I don't know. Like I said, let's just call it 1,000 cards. So what would be a reasonable price for 1,000 cards? $500? Good cards, sellable cards, not a bunch of junk. You know nothing about comics. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, exactly. That's his game. But he loves it. He's passionate about it, is Dominic, So I could totally get that. It would be like me making a living off of selling Beatles paraphernalia or whatever. I make a living off of performing as a Beatle, and that's pleasant enough. But if I was to try to parlay that into something to resell, it would be the equivalent. He loves comic books. Flea market, says Johnny. Yeah, flea market. Which there aren't many of in my neck of the woods. We have indoor flea markets / antique malls that usually have food. The flea market thing, where in the summertime they have some tables set up outside, let's say, right? But it's usually these little vendors, And again, the places I've been to, and I haven't been to a bunch, I've never seen a postcard booth like John Popeye had a postcard booth, his own little booth that he pays $300 a month or whatever you do, and you sell postcards. I haven't come across one around me yet, but then again, I haven't really looked. So maybe I could do let my fingers do the walking, as they used to say. 1,000, yeah. Right. That's what I was saying, Andy. Whatnot is the go-to at this point. But I just want to kind of dive in a little bit and experience the postcard. I know it sounds corny, but seriously, I want to see somebody present me with like 5,000 cards or whatever on a table and spend an hour and just sit there and sort through them and try to make heads or tails just for my own practice. Also, like, just again, at a kindergarten level, say this one is a linen, this one is a chrome, this one is a real photo, just to get acclimated to all the terms and familiar with what they look like and look for trends. And hopefully that'll make me eventually get to the point where I can find the elusive diamond in the rough, right? Well, oh my God, look at this. It's, Taiwan from 1917 photo, whatever's a big seller. I think a lot of it is common sense as far as what people would like. And there's a lot of crossover from the print ad thing. Trains are cool. People would like images of trains on a postcard, a real photo. You want some excitement. You don't want, again, as John put it on one of his videos, things to avoid, pictures of people doing nothing. Like just a black and white, I don't care that it's from 1906, black and white portrait of just some guy doing nothing, just standing there, and it's a postcard. It's not appealing. It's not visually appealing. It doesn't have anything going for it. So I think some of it is common sense when it comes to the photos, exciting topics, visually stimulating topics, old cars in the background. I know people have talked about the street scenes with an Acme market that you could see, or something old fashioned, or perhaps even something that doesn't exist anymore, unicycle, something coolness. Here we go with the ratio. You buy 1,000 on eBay, 50. Yeah, exactly. 25% is 3, and the rest might be 3 to 7. Yeah, there you go. So avoid eBay like the plague. People bid them up like crazy on online auctions. It used to be easier to find more reasonable. I'm sure. That's the downside of the popularity online anyway, I guess, of all these things, of the postcard explosion. That's my fear, that they're just moving junk, that they're lotting up stuff that won't sell and trying to get a premium. Yep. Experience. Good point, Puddings. For sourcing. Yeah. Right. And I really think that he's genuine enough, and enough people, he's too visible to sell junk, right? Like, he's not, why would he do that? He's got millions of cards to spare. And again, he's always been very upfront about his passion for postcards, and he's been upfront about teaching other people. So he's not like trying to hoard them and keep all the knowledge for himself. He's very open, and I don't think he would put up junk. So I think it's a good place to start. The ones I've picked up, again, that's the ones that are selling for me. These handful that I've sold in the first couple of weeks were all Popeye postcards. So I think that's good advice too. I would just like to maybe Popeye on the whatnot to build some inventory, and then head to a couple of months we have the first card show I'll go to, and that'll give me the whole visual experience, smelling the cards, things like that, handling them, being amongst less than 200 at your level. Less than 200 at my level. What does that mean? 200, I should only spend about 200? You pay $1 to $2 each. If you had to handpick, you're not buying a ton and having fun looking. If I'm purposely buying a huge lot that have a good plus bad, you try to keep to 10 to 20 cents. Right. Again, volume discount, right? If you're buying huge. And I guess huge lot is a relative term too. Yeah, exactly. I'm not looking to invest my life savings into it or something, but I would like to get, a decent, because I think that's the way you do learn is, right? You need a stash to start working with. And again, seeing these differences, and who just said that earlier, pudding, until you get some more experience and know the difference between junk and good stuff. Well, how do you do that? You look at a ton of postcards, right? And you say, this is junk, this is good. The good thing about the print ads is there really isn't junk, they're all sellable. The only junk would come into, the only time junk would come into play would be around the condition of them potentially, right? If they're ripped. Glitter Witch, hello, welcome to the show. Look at that awesome avatar. It's like a witch, like kind of walking through a foggy field. That's very cool. Glitter Witch, you'll be happy to know if you don't know who Annie is yet, you will certainly. And check out Annie on YouTube and on whatnot. Annie's YouTube is eBay School. But anyway, she lives up in Salem, which you would think a Glitter Witch would be a big fan of. So Annie, meet Glitter Witch. New subscriber, new to the show. Great to have you aboard. Welcome. We haven't listed a thing yet, Glitter Witch, but we're having great conversation. We're talking postcards because that's my new thing. Steven buys mostly at auctions, antique malls, and sometimes garage. See, that's a good thing. A garage sale, or for me, it would be an estate sale. Is where I would go. We don't have, again, I don't know if it's just a geographical thing. You don't see many yard sales / garage sales in my immediate area. Not too many. And when you do, it's, baby clothes and, a tricycle and, junk. Back, Marty, please don't pay that for cards. Uh-oh, what are you talking about? Don't pay what for cards? I guess you got your beer back, Corey? Local online auctions? Yeah, possibly. Yes, everybody welcome Glitter Witch to the fold. I bet you now more than ever if you got more beer, right? Annie says she wouldn't go out looking for a big lot. You would go out and look through lots of them and try to pick out good ones, right? Once you're better at them, for bigger lots, you could judge them. Right. It's just, you just scale that same knowledge process, hopefully. But you got somebody like Kelly, Annie. I'm talking to Annie about Kelly. Kelly comes up a lot on our show because he's an interesting character and is a very bright guy. Kelly dove right in, 20,000 cards. His first lot, bam, 20,000, sink or swim. And I respect that. I respect the no fear attitude. And if I want to get into something, I'm going to get into it. So I don't think that's a bad notion at all. I wouldn't be afraid of that. My print ad things, I went and got 650 magazines in one felt swoop. So we went big on the Life magazines, and it's, paid dividends, which is great. But I don't know that I need 20,000 postcards. That just seems a lot for now. But I say that, and I'm sure like everybody's laughing on that sells postcards. They're like, yeah, he'll see. 20,000 is probably like a drop in the pail. So we'll see. I definitely want to pick up some. Yes, make yourself comfortable, Glitter Witch. Put your feet up. Put your broom down. Stay a while. It's an open conversation, mostly around postcards right now, but pretty much anything resale related is up for grabs. Feel free to ask questions. I don't want to pick up real photos of just people in the image. Yeah, exactly. Not appealing enough. And that's, again, from the one advantage of being a novice in anything is you see it with a fresh set of eyes. You're not prejudiced in any way by knowledge and from other people saying, don't look for that, don't look for that. I'm just talking about a regular guy looking at some postcards. What would I think is, wow, that I would gather that's something that has a lot of visual stimuli in the image would make it more valuable, you know? And I definitely understand that whole thing about, the Grand Canyon, or we joke about Niagara Falls, or the White House, or the Empire State Building, something that has literally billions of probably postcards, but billions of images of these things and billions of magazines, articles about them, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, something that's that ridiculously mass produced is not going to carry much of a value. So I got that. And I got the whole idea of like small town Iowa. No offense to anybody who might be an Iowan. Just saying, a small town like that, a rural town that doesn't have a lot of pizzazz to it. But if it has a cool, again, turn of the century image of a car in some town in Iowa with the general store, I would think from a novice and from a buying perspective, that would appeal to me more than one of 17 trillion images of the White House, or a guy dressed like 1890 standing there going, why would, I think people get sucked into thinking, oh, it's old, it's valuable. And obviously that's not the case. It's a boring image, like of somebody, nobody even knows who it is. So feel free to disagree, but that's what I think. For 1,000 postcards, 200 less. Okay, cool. That's what you meant by the 200? I do think I'm going to take the suggestion of a few people. I'll probably just keep hanging out on Whatnot and checking out Popeye and trying to pick up some lots. Hey, Rutan, how you doing? What a great statement. Exactly. He certainly does have character, without question. And like I said, his willingness to share his knowledge was the first thing, honestly, that appealed to me about his channel a couple of years ago before he went out and came back. I was like, wow, he's a guy who has the volume, who has a great store, who's been around for 20 years, who knows what he's talking about, who's not afraid to share the knowledge. So, yeah, and again, being a buyer a couple times, obviously very reputable. When you have that sort of exposure out there, your reputation is everything. You don't want to be Popeye on Whatnot, printing money at this point, just selling postcards like a madman, and have somebody say on YouTube, this guy was awful, this thing was ripped apart, so obviously it behooves him to put out good products and ship them. And of course he does, to a fault. So kudos to Popeye as always. When you're talking postcards, you got to talk Popeye. The two go hand in hand. Welcome to the show, Rutan. Erica Noor, welcome. That looks like a new name. I hope I pronounced it. Erica Noor, right? Normally you watch these live shows after they happen. You're listening. Coincidence brings you here. What's up? Well, welcome aboard at regular speed. I don't know. Sometimes when I hear myself in the replays, I think I should slow it down a little bit. But I get hyped up sometimes when I'm excited about something. And I'm a New Yorker, so I talk fast. Not really. But anyway, welcome to the show. I'm glad you could see a live one. A huge lot is 400. Okay, cool. But like I said, then you get somebody like Kelly that walks in 20,000 right out of the gate. Oof. Deep end of the pool, diving right in. From Canada, another Canadian, Dawn. I knew Dawn would pounce on this. Welcome, fellow Canadian, says Dawn. Dawn has brought in several people from the great country of Canada. I did see Carl, Lazy Reseller, popped in. I think he popped into my show late in the show Monday. And I saw him on some other shows, during the week as well. So another great Canadian. The Wizard of Postcards, yes. And he's a friendly bloke, nice guy. We wanted to meet up in Disney in October. We'll see what happens. We're trying to coordinate the time frame, but we might meet up. And if we do, there'll be videos about that. And this, for Erica and anybody else new, this is the cardinal rule of YouTube. Try not to drink and speak at the same time because you're going to have dribble down your chin. Not cool. You swallow the liquid, you take a break, you take a breath, and then you continue to speak. Keep talking. You've gotten 2 sales. Well, that's, And I've heard, I'm going to use a cheesy line that I saw on somebody else's show. Would you please leave a thumbs up? A thumbs up is a guarantee of a sale in the next 24 hours. When you watch the Jiminy Flip It show, within 24 hours of the time you leave that thumbs up, you're guaranteed at least 1 sale. Please leave a thumbs up, everybody, if you wouldn't mind. But good for you, Puddings. That's awesome. Both postcards, by the way? Yeah, she is great. Love me some Annie content. She's very good, very knowledgeable. We met on Don's channel a couple years ago at this point, and had the pleasure of having her on our show. And very knowledgeable lady up in Salem, Mass. But you can't separate the two. Annie equals Salem, Massachusetts. It just does. But yeah, everybody definitely go check out Annie if you haven't yet. Not back. It's a happy guy, Mr. Corey. Glitter Witch. There you go. Yeah, see, it's the opposite then for me, Steve, because around here it's all estate sales. I mean, that's my bread and butter is estate sales. When I do choose to source, it's almost always at an estate sale. And we have very, very few, if any, garage/yard sales, whatever the term is. Yes, she was on last night and we were talking together on the show, and she said, I'm going to go subscribe to you. And I said, oh, thank you. And she did. She followed up. She left a flurry of comments on some videos. And what'd you say? She said, I told you I was going to be a haunt or something funny like that. It was really cute. So thank you very much. I really genuinely appreciate you jumping on board. So hopefully you have fun. Again, contribute. We have a very open group here. Nobody will be, well, most people will not be attacked for their comments. Just don't put a rainbow in my chat. That's the only request. You'll know why at some point. Yeah, what a great, exactly. And every day, I mean, he was doing them every day. I think he stopped with that, probably because of whatnot and stuff going on with his family and stuff, which he's open about too. But yeah, he was doing every single morning. He was doing a what sold the previous day on eBay. So, and he goes through pretty much every item and tells you what's interesting about it. So again, as Rutan said, you know, he's a character, definitely, but he has character. Big fan. Yep, glad you made it. Rutan says, buying postcards is like buying sports cards. You don't buy them because of what they are, because you can still get stuck. I think it's to me, and again, I don't know, but if I was to go in, let's start with my 1,000. What was my thing? I said 1,000. If I get 1,000 cards, kind of like what Kelly said, I know that there's going to be a percentage are going to be complete junk. A percentage is going to be very normal, everyday cards, and a small percentage might be some good stuff. So my presumption is I'm not going to get 1,000 killer cards that are all worth, you know, 20, 50 bucks, whatever a piece. But hopefully I get a handful that are in that realm. And then again, it would be more of a learning experience, just plowing through 1,000 postcards, the repetition of going through them, looking them up, becoming familiar. That's what I want to do. So I need more than my little 200 in a shoebox, you know, and this looks bigger than it is because they're all falling. If they were straight, yeah, that's not gonna make a career, but it's a start. It's a start, everybody. Don't do what you did. You come from a long line of hoarders. Yeah, see, I'm not a hoarder by any stretch of the imagination. I know a lot of people that dabble in this stuff are or border on it, which is, again, who cares? As long as you, to me, it's sad. It's like, I think it's people that have passions for things. So I love to see when hoarders, quote unquote, or people that like to collect things, I call them collectors, branch out and get into eBay or get into YouTube or definitely get onto whatnot and make some money off of the years or decades of collecting. You know, it's a great place that never existed previously, where people would truly just collect and collect and collect, and they would just take over their homes. Now you have, you know, portals of freedom virtually online to get rid of some of this stuff and make some money. So I think it's a beautiful thing. Glitter Witch says, yes, you enjoy learning from Don over at absolutely. He's taught me a lot too. So did you, Kelly? Yes, Steven's always on there too. Hey, Royal Squirrel, how you doing, Kristen? Good to see you. If everybody doesn't know Royal Squirrel / Kristen, who's supposed to be on our show twice now, and by no fault of her own has not been on yet, but she will be shortly, I promise you. She will be. We're just waiting for Travis to kind of get back into the he's had some stuff going on personally with his family and all that stuff. So again, no problem. I told him to take all the time he needs. So hopefully he'll be back shortly, and we will have Kristen on when he is back, because I really want them to talk about their meet and greet or whatever they did a couple of months ago now, Kristen, right? With that video where they got to hang out at a Bins out there in Colorado. I wanted, you know, them two to kind of chat about that. So hopefully we'll have you on very shortly, Kristen. I appreciate your patience with that, because she gave me like 3 or 4 dates she was available, and every one of them we've had to, I think there's still one future date that's possible, but we'll see what happens. And Royal Squirrel, Kristen, is involved in a new venture. She's teaming up with a a couple of other ladies on, and I'm so sorry, I keep forgetting the name of it exactly. Let's Do Lunch podcast. I think that's what it's called. I checked them out today, Fridays at noon, or was it 1:00 Eastern? Great to see you, Kristen. I really want to have you on soon. Rooms are comfy, absolutely. Yep, no problem. It was a pleasure to chime in. Entertaining. Yeah. Hey, Kristen. Hello, hello, hello. Your mother and father's house looks like a museum. Oh, yeah? Collectors, were they? Kelly says his grandfather just buys to buy, right? When your mother sold a house filled with 3 18-wheelers full of stuff. Oh, my God. Now, Kelly, does any of that stuff fall into your lap at some point? For better or worse? I mean, now that you're in this eBay business, it might not be the worst case scenario if you get some of the stuff from your grandparents. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it is. Intense is a good way to put it, Dawn. You learn much of Popeyes, absolutely. When you took his channel down, you found auction. Yeah, I was. I don't remember which came first. Auction. He's only been on a couple years. I watched. I think 2018 he started Don on YouTube. I just again found him, as they say. I was just searching for whatever, and he popped up, and I subscribed to him really early on. He didn't have a lot of subscribers at the time. I just followed him. I liked his knowledge. I liked. He talks about a ton of different products, and he's always he's always available to help people too. Just so you know, if anybody ever has a question, he will help you and steer you the right direction anyway. But yeah, I watched Popeye too, and I was so upset when he went down. And I understand why he did, and he did that farewell video. I was like, no, finally I find somebody really cool. I think that's what, to be honest with you, when he left, I was intrigued by the postcard thing, and I kind of said, oh, well, he's gone. So much for postcards. And now that he's back, and I did watch these daily What's Sold, and I got to talk with him a little bit more on YouTube and through whatnot and all that stuff. So now that I know more about him and his processes and his passion for it, I'm like all fired up about them. Oh, I'm so sorry, Stephen. Your father passed away in March, and your mother don't know where to start getting rid of all the antiques. You live 6 hours away. Holy cow. Anybody have any advice for Stephen? I wonder if an estate company, estate sale place could come in and, you don't have to be dead to have an estate sale. There's people that have estate sales when they move, things like that. Maybe you could contact an estate place. They take a cut or whatever, but they organize stuff. And if you just want to get rid of some stuff, there you go. That's the new podcast. Thank you, Dawn. Not bad with the name. It's your first name and part of your last name. So just Erica. Okay, very cool. We'll go with Erica. Glitter Witch says, Stephen Holton, so sorry. Yes. Aw. Glitter Witch, I'm digging her little avatar / icon. I want to see that bigger, though. Look at that thing. Kind of a creepy. Is it a black witch and a white witch? Like half black, half white dress? Or is it just the lighting? I like it. Absolutely. You're very welcome, Kristen. Can't wait to have you on. You bought something from Dawn today via Instagram. She kind of reminded me tonight's live show. Oh, very cool. Dawn is selling on Instagram? Whoa. I don't know if she wanted anybody to know that, Erica. No, I'm just kidding. That's cool. Dawn has the most, I've said this 100 times, it bears repeating. I love her Etsy store. She has a really, really delightful looking Etsy store. So go check that out. And again, Dawn, feel free to put your link in for your Etsy. I love your Etsy store. Yes, I'm very, very sorry. Absolutely. Oh, your money back. There you go. One postcard, the other was advertising. Okay. If this thumb doesn't get me a sale, there will be. Glitter Witch has 37 items listed, but you have 2 whole storages full. Oh my God. You've sold 1 thing out of 37. It's a start. I hope you're feeling better, Glitter Witch. Yeah, it is, Johnny. I agree. Really good. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I think we just got an offer come through. Hold on. I love when that happens. And then we can all discuss publicly whether to accept or not. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Isn't it funny? You put something up. It's an ad, everybody. $14.99. They made an offer for $13. All day. All day. At that point, though, why not just pay the full price? You know what I mean? It's even a buck or two. Well, we accept that one. Bam. They all count. Or at a minute, where do you reside, Glitter? Not exactly, but what state are you in? What area are you in? Is Salem within like a day's drive? Could you ever get up there? Party at Annie's house. She's hosting a big Halloween party this year, right? We're all invited. Yep, Johnny is here. With the world's coolest avatar, by the way. Actually, him and Glitter Witch, right now, they're high on my list of groovy looking avatars. / thumbnails / whatever else, profiles. There's Annie. Yep. Check out Annie, YouTube school. eBay school, YouTube school. Check out Annie on YouTube, eBay school. I recommend that you grew up around here, but it was for decades and just moved back a year and a half. Oh, you've only been there a year and a half? You only moved back a year and a half ago? Yeah, it's an awesome image. Check out Rural Squirrel. Kristen, you're gearing up for October, which is utterly mad around here. I think you alluded to this earlier. I'm sure mid-September is pretty nutty as well, right? No rainbows. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dawn. Awesome. Thank you. Go make dinner, Pudding. For the love of God, will you make your dinner? And then hurry back when you're done. Well, let everybody know the rainbow story so they don't think I'm some kind of cruel person here. There you go. See, that's more my style. Jack-o'-lanterns. Annie's in southern Maine. You glad it gets chilly this time of the year? Yeah, I love fall too. But our fall won't hit till the end of October. And then, of course, the day after Halloween turns to Christmas nowadays. So even though the entire month of November or most of December is actually fall, everybody just switches right to winter and Christmas on November 1st, which drives me batty. So basically, we've been reduced to fall is October. That's it. It's the only fall month, really, that's celebrated. Because we still have about a week until fall starts, right? A little less, 6 days. So you got the end of September, the month of October, and then all of a sudden, bam, November 1st, Merry Christmas, everybody. For 2 months of nonstop Christmas. It's crazy. November is like the best month, and it should be all about fall, and it's not. Everybody has the decorations up, and the tree goes up, and to me, it waters down the whole thing. But anyway. Tempting the gods. You got it. Empty tape rolls, roll great for holding up. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I can't remember what I've used them for, but I have the eBay tape rolls. They hold things. Actually, something like this. Let's say I wanted to, if I didn't have this cool box from Popeye, and I just had these cards like this. What you do is you take one of those tape rolls or a couple of them and you put it in, and it keeps them standing up. And then as you build more cards, you take one of the tape rolls down. That was a cool little tip. I've actually used that one on some other stuff. Don't make me a bad influence, but you live those things and all unicorns, all magical. That's cool. Yeah, I am too. Hopefully, we got a little touch of it, Annie and Kelly. Well, we got in the 50s last night, but it was a brief spell, and now it's supposed to be 90 again. Again, I have a show on Sunday indoors. It's supposed to be near 90. Monday night outside, 91 degrees. I mean, what's going on? Oh, you have an auction tonight. What time? What time is Annie's auction? Yeah, it's entertaining. You were so proud of yourself when you got caught up. Yeah, that's all right. Well, I'm glad everybody's conversing. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Speaking of Christmas, Barbara Engro, everybody. Merry Christmas. She's another contender for one of the best avatars out there. No, Krylov despises rainbows, Dawn. Your grandmother already has it, and has it in a will that all the knickknacks go to me. Well, there you go. That's, I mean, there's a, silver lining anyway, right? Well, I'm sure because they see the track record, right? Ginger Marvin next week. Oh, on your the lunch thing? Cool. You just got a ton of stuff from a neighbor that passed away. Her kids didn't want a lot of her stuff and gave it to me. Ooh. Yeah, we touched on the whole hoarder thing moments ago, Glitter Witch. It's a fine line between collecting and hoarding. But sometimes you're a hoarder not on your own accord, like this, where something just gets dumped on you. Well, poor Kelly, in some future unknown date, he's going to have a ton of stuff come his way too. You might not want to be a hoarder, but you almost become a victim of other people's hoarding habits if you're the one that, if they land in your home. This is why we got to get an inventory process for postcards, everybody, because let me just tell you, if I have some wealthy neighbor pass away and leave me 7 million postcards, I better have a spot for them. But seriously, that happens sometimes. You just become, by virtue of somebody else's habit, if you're the beneficiary of that stuff, all of a sudden it's in your world, and you have to navigate that, which is not easy. What state? She's in Illinois. Okay. White dress, black cloak. I got you. Okay. Yeah, it's a cool image once again. Erica bought the teeth. Yes, I heard that. Thank you. Still loves us. Doma Etsy store. Put a link in there. Canadians have a wonderful service called e-transfer that lets us send money to strangers really easy. Interesting. Sort of like, what is it called? My wife uses for the bakery all the time. Cash App and something else. They're all the same thing. It's basically like a PayPal type thing, but it just goes right out. Cash App, what's the other? Venmo. That's the other one. Yeah, definitely go check out Dawn. Hey, Sarah, welcome. There's a nice little avatar for Sarah, too. Your mother-in-law had 2 estate sales in 2 years. One of her sisters had a lot of antiques, and the other had a few collections. She priced all the stuff. It's doable. Yeah, there you go. An estate sale, right? Like I was saying. Welcome, Sarah. You're excited for your teeth. How far behind am I, Dawn? 7:23. I'm 6 minutes behind. We'll catch up. You're thinking of making a little display of the teeth besides the dental mold you have of your teenage teeth. Wow. Take it and run, says Barbara. Exactly. House is full of stuff. At a minimum, rooms full of stuff, right? But I'm sure a room turns to 2 rooms, turns to the first floor, turns to the second floor. I definitely get it. I don't think it's anybody's intention to come up with a whole house inhabited by stuff. It just kind of happens. So again, I'm very grateful for outlets like eBay and all these other reselling platforms that we have, and now Whatnot, to hopefully ease the burden of some of this stuff in your life and profit from it. Started feeling better last night. You're very welcome. You're from South Alabama. Okay, very cool. So yeah, Salem would be a hike from South Alabama. I always love when people live in certain states. It's a regional thing too, and I see a lot of it when I travel for shows. Why, Glitter Witch distinguishes South Alabama from North Alabama. It's funny. Certain states, they do the same thing. In New Jersey, it's all about that. South Jersey, it's like another country than North Jersey. Meanwhile, it's a speck of a state, really. You could drive through the whole state in 2.5 hours, but there's this designation of North Jersey versus South Jersey. It's funny. And when you're not from these places, you just think of this, like I would just think Alabama. But no. There's North Alabama and South Alabama. Right, Glitter Witch? Haunted Happenings Marketplace. You're vending 9 days? Get out. And where is this taking place? Obviously in Salem, I guess. But is it some sort of sponsored event? Is there anything can we find out more information about this, Annie? My wife and I would love to take a ride up there one weekend, honestly. She's been to Salem several times. I have not been there. Oh yeah, George would swoop in. He said nutty. Has anyone seen Winter Crow? Winter Crow has written me a couple times privately, and she was, again, I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about anybody's life, but she was going through some hardship too, and but she's back on her feet now, and I'm sure she'll be back shortly. but she's definitely alive and well. If anybody's worried, I miss her too a lot in the shows, and she was not as omnipresent as Dawn, but she was quasi-present, certainly in here and on a lot of other shows, and she's missed. So she will be back, though. I know she'll be back. But everything's okay. She just had a rough patch. You passed by a house on the way to the dock last month. Would a light up Christmas tree? Come on. That's just silly. Or nutty, as Corey said. So true. Fall is maybe a month. Yeah, fall is October, really. Let's be honest. Fall has now been reduced to October. People try to jump the gun in September when it really isn't fall until the last week. You know, the whole pumpkin spice latte stuff and all that. But again, it's ridiculous because it's not fall yet, and it's still 90 degrees in a lot of places, or very hot, and it's hard to get into fall, you know, when you're at the beach still and all that stuff. And then by the time it actually is time for fall, everybody's jumped to Christmas. Drives me nuts. October has been reduced. Fall has been reduced to the month of October. November 1st, everybody changes all their fall stuff over. And seriously, think about the time frame. You have the entire 30 days of November is complete. That's actually the heart of the fall, you know? And 3 weeks in December is actually fall. But I can't stop this truck. That's all it really comes down to, commerce and retailers wanting to jump the gun all the time. But I digress once again. You could probably do a little research and figure out some prices. You can't do it long distance. Yeah, some way to parlay your own skills. That'd be a good idea. Full-time living postcards. How many common listings? Up. Corey wants numbers. And Kelly is a number-driven individual, that's for sure. Statistically number-driven, which I dig. You have a literal rock as a paperweight. Yeah, that does the job too, right? Who cares? But yeah, the little, if you guys use the eBay tape, that's what I use anyway, the masking tape to wrap stuff up that you get for free when you have a store. They do. When you run out of tape, those little cardboard circles, they work perfectly in these size bins, shoe boxes, whatever you call them. Everybody has these, right? I have the heck is the name of the product? I have postcards written over it. But anyway, Sterilite maybe? You guys have all seen these things, right? We have lots of these from the bakery, my wife's bakery, and they had a little white lid. I have hundreds of them. They definitely come in handy right now for postcard storage for me, which, of course, I aim to get lots more postcards. Your auction is at 8:30. All right, very cool. We'll be halfway through our show by 8:30, so maybe we'll pop in. Maybe we'll have you live. Would you like to be live on for the second time? We could stream your auction, Annie, as long as you don't play any music, because if you play music, I got blocked. That was messed up. I was streaming Annie's show one time, and the music came through, and I forgot YouTube blocks music. And I got this big copyright notice thing, and I had to mute the whole section. Dreamy, what do you mean? Yes, he wanted numbers. You probably have to figure out something. I hope you can, Steven. 91 with a breeze. Yeah, that's true. But not in October. You know what I mean? How many listings do you need to make $3,000 a month? Oh, Corey wants figures here. Depends on what you sell. Yes, Dawn. And I'm sorry, I know I'm behind. Yes, she has written me several times. She's doing okay. We ran a estate sale for an aunt, and it was a ton of work, but you really enjoyed it. I'm sure you would right up your alley, right? And then you get the benefit of helping your aunt out. Great point. Big difference between gross and net. Yep. Real Nifty Village. Real Nifty Vintage is in Illinois, but I don't know where exactly. Maybe he can help. Don't know. Yeah, but as sweet as their services are, you try to ship something 50 miles south of where you live, and it's you charge like 4 times the regular shipping rate. I feel very bad for my Canadian brethren when they try to deal with eBay with the United States. You know, the shipping is obscenely expensive. You already do, Dawn, and please, it's a place to share. You're amongst friends. At least 2 or 3 people in this room are very cool right now, and the other 5, only kidding. Everybody's cool. I have no problem with anybody that wants to share their links. As long as you don't, as long as maybe once in a while you say, hey, if you guys seen Jiminy Flip It, I'm still in the 800s on subscribers. I got to get to 1,000. Now I'm furious. I'm actually furious. What are we? 7 months in? Almost 8 months in. I got to get to my 1,000. Just for my own sanity. Got to get to 1,000 listings, I wish. 1,000 subscribers, folks. Help me out. What was the commercial? And he told two friends, and she told two friends, and so on and so on. Shampoo commercial. Everybody reach out to 10 of your best friends and say, you gotta subscribe to Jiminy Flip It. He needs 1,000 subscribers. Then I will never beg again. $3,000 per month gross in 2020. There we go. It depends on what your average sale price is. I'm at the same number of listings as Popeye, but my average sale price is $4 less than him, so my sales are less. Right. Deal Finder. Hey, Deal Finder. Is Deal Finder here? Hey, Deal Finder. What's going on? I think I skipped right through and didn't welcome you to the show. Hey, Russell. You're in South Jersey. There you go. Yeah, the people in South Jersey and North Jersey are different creatures, that's for sure. Welcome to the show, Russell. I'm from New York, obviously, but I live down on the border of Delaware now in Pennsylvania, so I'm all too familiar with the South Jersey thing now. I play a lot of shows down here, and one of my best friends lives in South Jersey, but it really is so different than the New York area. Your average sales price is 6. You're making slop. Only at 16. One of those things Canadians rub in America's faces sometimes, even though it has its pitfalls. I didn't know you rub stuff in people's faces, Dawn, right? That's not cool. You make more than your full-time job, but once you deduct fees and overhead, it's not enough for me to quit. Right. And of course, always remember, everybody, I know, Kelly, I don't know your marital status or anything. I think you're a younger guy, younger than me. But a huge consideration, remember, you got to get your own health insurance when you go independent like this, when you leave a job. But shop around. That can be expensive, but you don't have to have an employer to have health insurance. You can name your health insurance provider that you have now. You could just call them up and say, hey, I'm in whatever, LLC or whatever your business type is, and I'm looking to purchase individual health plan. But that's it was a big thing adjusting to that after years and years and years and decades of having, employer sponsored healthcare, to suddenly have to go out and get your own. But it's worth it. Carolina got so bad, they said, well, so did the Dakotas, right? Haunted Happenings is sort of all of downtown every weekend, and Columbus Day and Halloween itself. I'm vending in Salem. Very cool. Glitter Witch lives near a beach, no hills or mountains. North Alabama, where you were actually born, is all country. But there you go. So it's kind of similar to Jersey. That's the same thing. The southern Jersey, well, that's only true of the coast, has beaches and all that stuff. So does the north, but the north has much more mountainous terrain and all. So I definitely get that. I guess that's why there's a distinction. Springfield Extravaganza starts today. What is Springfield Extravaganza? 90 in swamp territory, sure. Yeah, we're going to be back at 90s. Leaves are falling where? Not here. Columbus weekend, that has to be busy, I'm sure. Pipco is where? Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw his video. He's at the same place. Is that where Mark is, too? Where's Mark? Or where was Mark? No, he was in Massachusetts, right? SM Postcards. 100 plus vendors, parades, events, street performers, craziness everywhere. You should definitely come up. I would love to. I should have performed there. Do they have any acts, or is it just like musical performances, bands? Every sale price was stuck at 6 for a long time. We started listing half cheap and half $10. Went up to 8 on the call. Very good. Makes sense. Yeah, there is definitely going to be a number, and again, as a million people have pointed out, it depends on what you sell. Depends on your quantity, but there is a number where things just start to even out, and a magical threshold. If you cross this amount, you should be able to sustain yourself, whatever. So everybody has their own definition of sustaining themselves, depending on if you're single, if you have a family, all that stuff. But what you made at whatever job you've been doing, everyone's different. You can't get much more in your buildings. You still have to cut your grass in December and January. Yeah. Well, we in the Northeast, we've been through a horrendous drought all summer. Like since springtime, it's barely rained at all. The grass hasn't grown. Now the leaves around, I think I talked about this a few months ago. Oh, no, about a month ago. We're doing some shows in New Jersey in August, like early August. And there were trees that were like yellow already. And it was really nothing to do with an early fall. It was the drought was making the trees prematurely change color. It was awful and like dry out. It's really kind of sad, actually. Kelly would like to sell 10 plus cards, $10 cards. Yeah. A lot of your sales are just under that. So you're dealing with it for now. Yeah. Sterilite. Exactly, Annie. Thank you. They're not really shoe boxes. I guess you could put shoes in them, but they're Sterilite bins. There you go. And there's that magic number. Good stuff. Yeah. And of course, in order to sell a lot, you have to have a lot to sell. Funny how that works. So my little 200 cards are not going to be able to cut it right now. You're not playing music. It's too complicated with your mic and feedback and speakers. Oh, please. That's why you pay a sound guy. Even though we always have sound guys, but once in a while when we play smaller things, it's cost effective to just do our own sound, which I'm not averse to doing. It's just a pain in the neck to lug all this stuff to the shows. Rutan will be trying to shoot a video of over 245s you got today. Oh, awesome. All sleeved, and there are a bunch of radio top 50 survey sheets. That's phenomenal, Rutan. Yeah, I'd love to check that out. I love the records, just so everybody knows. If you don't know that about me, actually, above everything else is music and Disney stuff. Those are my two big, huge things. But music is number one. Records, now CDs, as we talk about. Well, for CDs for years, but selling CDs and listening to them. It's all about the music. Hi, Jay Smith. How you doing? The $10 litho postcards look the same. Oh, wow. Just the name of the town is rarer. Yeah, I can see that. But, again, from a novice's point of view, $10 litho cards look the same as the cheap ones. The name of the town. So visually, there's nothing to distinguish them, right? It's just you have to do the digging and look at the little town name or flip it over and say that this one is a really popular place, so it's not going to be worth anything, and this one is a very scarcely photographed place, and this one is worth money. You've been YouTubing for 3 years or something, you're still not monetized. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I have 3 of the 4 boxes are ticked. I'm just 100 and whatever short of that 1,000. So I hope I can get there pretty soon. To be honest with you, from a YouTube only perspective, doing these live shows is terrible for your stats and stuff, because I read into this a lot. I don't care. I just enjoy doing them. So this isn't for any sort of, monetary component whatsoever. It's just to chat and talk about things with everybody. But yeah, the live shows don't do nearly as well as the pre-recorded videos, especially when it comes to growing. I think a really good thing that worked for me a couple times is being guests on other people's shows that have a much bigger following. Obviously, can bring in a lot of people to your channel. So that's why it was great to have you on, Annie, and maybe make an appearance on somebody bigger's show or something that might help you grow a little bit. But I appreciate the content you do, and I know a lot of other people do. So do what makes you happy. No pressure. To up your prescriptions, your sister is having a ton of success with the short videos. I have a couple of those shorts. You know what stinks about them? In fact, I just did one, but it wasn't really for a video sake. It was just to promote the fact that I was doing a Whatnot yesterday. I do Whatnots, by the way, every Wednesday night around 6 o'clock over on Whatnot. I did a little short video, whatever. It was like 30 something seconds, which was really just the video that I did a preview for on Whatnot. And I put it on YouTube just so that the 800 some odd people that follow me could at least be aware of the fact I was doing a Whatnot auction, right? And there's actually like a shorts icon that pops up on certain videos, and I have not figured out how the heck I could get that on my video. I don't know. I put pound shorts or whatever in the description like it said to do. But anyway, I have a couple of those shorter ones. I need to do more pre-recorded stuff. I have a lot of ideas. In fact, they're on a piece of paper right in front of me. Some video ideas, or at least 1 or 2. I just need to do more of the pre-recorded stuff. Like I have a whole, I have the print ad series has done really well for me, and I love doing it, and I really appreciate all the people that have been inspired by it. And being the record lover I am, I might do some more. In fact, I did a quick video on Discogs on how to list on Discogs. There's a lot of different areas I would love to do videos on. I definitely want to get out more. I know a lot of people have success with those, on the hunt sort of videos out there. I have a GoPro and all that stuff. So my wife, we had a couple of videos last year and a half ago now, last spring, a year and a half ago. One or two estate sale videos, but I was literally in its infancy. I just started the channel, and then I bailed after those first couple of videos. I never got into it, and I waited almost another year till this, just the end of this January, early February, to start this Jiminy Flip It thing. And I kind of wish I had kept it going, because now I'd be almost, a year and a half into the process. I probably have a lot more subscribers. But those things tend to do really well, the out in the wild sort of videos, and, come with me on the estate sale, and let's see what I find. People like that kind of stuff. So I might incorporate some of that stuff, especially if I'm out there anyway. Maybe my whole foray into postcards could be an entire series. Jiminy Flip It discovers the postcard world, something like that. Exactly. There's a lot to be said for happiness. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Deal Finder. I should have acknowledged you right out of the gate. Welcome aboard. Whatever they call those things, the algorithm seems to really push those to more viewers. The shorty things, or whatever they're called. It's a format I don't enjoy at all. I don't know why people do. I know Facebook has it too. Every 2 seconds I get these 20-second videos. I think it's from what's the stupid thing my kid's on? TikTok. Two of my daughters got into TikTok whenever it came out a year or so ago, and all they would do is dance in front of a video, and we're like, what the heck is this thing? But anyway, I think they started this whole super short video format, and of course everybody else is copying it. Personally, I don't like it. I don't see any benefit in a 30-second video. What the heck is the point? What kind of music do I play, Glitter Witch? Well, I play everything, but I'm in Beatlemania. I'm in a touring cast of Beatlemania from the Broadway show, and we do all over the country and in Canada Beatles show. So I portray John Lennon in Beatlemania. I'll be playing Sunday night and Monday night. We've had a heck of a summer. We've done a lot of performances this year. They're starting to wind down now. We still have a few in September, and then we have 4 in October, I think. But thanks for asking. So if you're a Beatle fan, awesome. If you're not, don't know what to say. I have to make a video all about why you should love the Beatles. You picked through dollar bins at his postcards. Whose postcard show? I'm sorry, Kelly. No, most people. Well, actually, I guess that's true. What is it? The mean? You have the average age and you have a mean age, right? What's the mean age of planet Earth, would you say? Right? What is the current lifespan, Kelly? What are you hearing on the lifespan? It was always 72, but that was when you were born in the 50s or 60s, like me. And then I think each decade it's gone up a little bit. So if you're born in like the 80s or something like Kelly, your life expectancy is probably several years higher than if you were born in the 50s or 60s or 40s or 30s. But who knows? No, I'm not worked up. I could care less. Who's doing 80 slow days? I don't know who you're talking about. Well, there you go, Deal Finder. Rolling the dice. Yeah, it's another one of those things. You pay all that money into a system and you get very little to no benefit from it. And when you need them, they always try to nickel and dime you. Like car insurance. Don't get me started on car insurance. You want to talk about a scam? Yeah, that is why the number is what it is. You have a few relatives that started up their own business. So I know the insurance thing. Yeah, that's just something you want to get. But again, it's like anything else. You factor it in. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Welcome. Lori, you missed last night. The one night you don't show up for my whatnot. I think Kelly bought it. I had an awesome piece of sheet music with a really nice illustration of a mermaid on it. And I said, where is Lori? I was shouting out in the whatnot. Where is Lori? Anyway, welcome. I'm glad you're here tonight. Kelly has dropped right as far as listings. I mean, he doesn't. I don't know who you guys are talking about. I'm sorry. Catch me up, guys, when I catch up. Where are we? 7:40. I'm 11 minutes behind, so we will catch up. Yes, Mark is in Chicago. Near Chicago. Yep. SM. Yep. I know that. Halloween Night, there's a bunch of stages like 9 with bands all around town, if you recall. Seriously, I could you up with the right people for next year. You could hook me up. That would be cool, yeah. Be delighted to play up there. Mike is up to 65,000 listings. Again, I don't know who you guys are talking about. I'm sorry. I know Mark is SM Postcards. He was on our show. Yeah, check out Dawn's Etsy. Little Witch, it's because you've been getting all the rain. You swear you didn't have a dry day. Who's the other? There's somebody else that's down in. Who's the Shed videos? The couple that does the videos from the Shed. They're in. I forgot. I don't remember the name. Mississippi, something like that, or it's Mississippi, somewhere down there, Louisiana maybe. And I watched the videos too, and they've been talking about just constant deluge of rain. We have had seriously nothing. We had 2 rainy days this past week, which was the first time since like May. No exaggeration. We've had a storm, summertime. You're always going to get the off thunderstorm pop through, but it dumps a little rain. It dries up in 10 seconds because it's 100 degrees out and it's gone. So we haven't had rainy days in months. It's been crazy. Truly drought situation. And it's affecting everything, obviously. Well, there you go. If you look at his store, I'm sure at some point I'll figure out who he is. You meant you're not playing music on your whatnot. Oh, on your whatnot. I'm sorry. I thought you meant at your. That's silly. I thought you meant music at the at this event that you're doing in Salem. Sorry about that. Cool. So we could broadcast your show. We could all watch Annie together on whatnot. What are you selling tonight, Annie? Annie dabbles in many a genre. Yeah, so I think Rutan thought the same thing. We were talking about actually playing. Because Annie, you play bass, I think you said? Well, used to. There's Dawn again, sure. All right. Great idea, Kelly. Keeping numbers, keeping statistics. That's a good idea. Kelly, do you actually account for your time? I know your time is limited because you're doing the full-time job, but do you account? I think you said something like you have a block of time every day from, I don't remember what it was, 7 to 10 or whatever every night you spend listing or doing something like that, right? Which is really cool to hold yourself accountable for a block of time. You were told doing shorts helps grow quicker. That's probably true. Initially, like Glitter Witch, I don't know if you're on YouTube or you know anything about the things that you have. There's like these steps you have to hit to become monetized. And one of them, which I thought was going to be my biggest challenge, wound up being the easiest thing, which is just such a kick in the teeth. But the view hours or whatever it is, you have to have 4,000 view hours or something like that. And I eclipsed that. I thought that sounded really daunting at first. I'm like, 4,000 hours? And I'm doing the math. Do you realize how many days that is? And how many people are going to sit there and collectively watch? Well, anyway, I crossed right past that relatively quickly. Probably great help with these live shows. You're new, Glitter Witch, but we've gone, where do we go, guys? 4 hours, maybe once or twice. We're usually between 2 and 3 every show. And I do at least 2 a week. So I think that helped a lot with my view hours. So that exploded past that. But the 1,000 subscriber thing, again, I'm what, 7 months in pretty much. And I'm still in the 800s. So hopefully that'll change. We'll see. I'm definitely not going to give it up. I love doing this. So I'm just going to keep at it. And I really should incorporate a lot more regular videos, which I will. But I'm definitely not giving up the live stuff. It's a lot of fun. You remembered a few years ago when you did a reunion show. Again, do you play bass? Yeah, of course. He dove on the shorts. Anything that's, it becomes a popularity thing. If something's working, people jump on the bandwagon, right? I don't like them personally. I think they're useless. Not anyone's. I just don't like a 30-second time frame. Here's a quick tip. Go bye. I don't know. I don't like that. Personally. Yeah, I put the one I did last night. Again, it was just a preview for my whatnot. Was like 31 seconds. I did the little hashtag thing, but I don't have that cool little red icon. They have like their own little YouTube icon for shorts, and I don't know how to do that. I was even looking at videos on how to do that. Maybe you have to do it on your phone, which I never use. I don't know. Remember count for sold listings. You gave yourself a hard time last year. You didn't hit your active goal. How far behind am I now? 10 minutes. Come on. All right. No offense to anyone. We're going to skip through quick. Thank you, Russell. You watch what names and years are the magazines you buy to sell the ads, and are there any magazines you will not take apart? No. To the latter, I'm the butcher of magazines. I pride myself on that. Yeah, the magazines in the listings themselves, Russell, if you check out the listings, or I think I probably have that in the listing portion of that video series. I always put in the magazine that the ad is from, and the specific issue will say like Life magazine, October 1941. So the buyer knows what they're getting and what they're getting. And that's how I have all my listings. So I have a SKU system where I'll go in and I'll put Life, L 157 means the 157th Life magazine. And I have a drawer here. If you watch the video series, you'll see all about that, the organization. But yeah, I always, in the listing itself, I'll indicate what magazine the ad comes from. And I'll drill down to, like I said, month and year if it applies to. You're eating? You do a few shorts to tease and bring folks in. Do it like an ad show, something to tease what it's sold for. Yeah, that's true. I'm also thinking of doing, of course, I announced this publicly in front of everybody, but I think it's a good idea. You could use some of your old content, including live chat stuff. I have hundreds of hours now of these live shows. I could part them out and make little individual videos. Like, let's say we're all talking about postcards or whatever. I can make like a couple of minute video cut out from one of my live shows about postcards and release that as a proper video. And the other thing I was thinking of doing along those lines, which escapes me right now, but I had a good idea a second ago. Something like that. I was going to take existing material and carve it up into little, like, the video series, what you were just talking about, the 7-part now, which is going to go up to 8-part series on print ads. Exactly. I could take like a minute of it or something. Here's how I wrap up my print ads and just release that as like a minute video. I might do that. Try to, get more traction out of existing material. There you go. Good answer. Good answer, Glitterwitch. But the first step is you want to spell it correctly, okay? Just saying. 72 for World, 79 80 USA. Kim, tomorrow will be 56. Congratulations, Kim. Happy birthday. We have this ongoing joke in my family that I started. There's nothing worse than when the family is gathered around the cake. You're the birth. Let's say in this case, Kim is sitting down at the table, right? Lights go down, candles are lit, crowd is assembled, and now we're going to go into a chorus of, most people, of course, can't sing or are tone deaf. There's nothing worse in the history of all music than the first happy birthday. When everybody comes in at their own pace, happy. Think of that the next time you're singing happy birthday to somebody. Listen to everybody's approach to happy birthday. It's hysterical. Everybody comes in at a different note. There you go. You won't know you're alive, though. That's the point. Mean age is 31. Oh, dear God almighty. Yeah, so I think even Kelly might be past that at this point. So it's over, everybody. Just enjoy. Doesn't really matter. Your numbers are life expectancy. We're back in the life expectancy. So that's how far back I am. You would have bought the mermaid. Yeah, I know. No problem at all. Kelly will give it to you. No, it really was a cool image. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, because I already shipped it, or I would show you. But it was a piece of sheet music with a beautiful image of a mermaid on it, like literally coming up from the water. And Kelly, do you remember that one? I think you bought that one. In fact, I'm almost positive it was from the 20s too. Lori. Mike equals Mike in Greensboro. Okay, not familiar with Mike. Cool. You opened a box last night with some 78s. I'm selling 78s all day today. I was listing a bunch of 78s. Big fan of 78s. Anybody else like 78s? Fragile little critters they are, and heavy. Lonnie Shedfield. Yeah, that's the guy. Yep. It's him and his wife. I'm in a shed, right? Yeah, I find myself watching their videos, and they, again, he's a success. It's so funny how certain people succeed at things. They just do it very basic. Here we are in the shed, and we're going to go, here's 20 things that sold last night. Let's go find them. And for some reason, it's very enjoyable to just watch, and they talk about the little things they picked up. Nothing, no fireworks, no special effects, no huge intro, just mundane day-to-day stuff that we all do as resellers, and they video it, and they got a ton of subscribers. So it's really cool to see what people like. I'm intrigued by that at all times. All right. Johnny says, yes, it's Shed Frips. Yes. North of Baton Rouge. Cool. Oh my God. Tonight is the big sale. Seriously, Annie, do you mind if I can add you and we could all watch your show together? Would anybody like to do that? We could watch Annie on Whatnot. I'll just simulcast it, Annie, if it's all right with you. Louisiana, right? Is that what they say? You used to play guitar. Okay. Well, Glitter Witch, I'll tell you what, in about 25 minutes, if you want to watch, I know you're going to want to watch this, being the Glitter Witch, Annie is going to be doing a Halloween Whatnot extravaganza. Yep, I love that Kelly keeps numbers and keeps stats on everything. There you go. Glitter Witch. Thank you, Dawn. Annie, just let me know really quick. I'm going to jump all the way to the bottom. Yes, you could simulcast. Okay, cool. I did it once. Your first show I simulcast. I don't even know if you knew that, but I did. So let me get rid of this. Let me get into the Whatnots. Let me find Annie. Who has a groovy little name called Annie Log, which is kind of funny and creative, like the gal herself. Lives. Coming up in 25 minutes, right? Where is Annie Log? Are you under estate sales? There she is. With a menacing Frankenstein mask on the cover. Very cool, very cool. And she has 103 items up for auction, everybody. Along with 14 buy it now items. So good work, Annie. Looks like you put a lot of effort into this. Yeah, we will absolutely broadcast it. I'm already in the room and saying hi. So we'll check it out. We'll check out Annie. And for anybody who's not familiar with Whatnot yet, it's a good opportunity to kind of check it out. See what gives. Let me make sure I have everything working. And you promise you're not going to play music, right? Because you'll kill me on YouTube, Annie. There's a little preview. Bum, 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 bum. Why do we not hear her music? Oh, because I have it muted. Can everybody see and hear this? All right, thank you. Hey, Grant, how you doing? Welcome aboard. I jumped to the end. I got to catch up. Mother's Mustache, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm just going to scroll really fast. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Rock and roll. Herbs. Absolutely, Dale Finder. Marty, as a Beatles guy, you're always singing the wrong birthday song. Yeah, that's true. Well, for free, you don't sing the one that's... And I was purposely singing badly because that's the worst when everybody goes, happy birthday. All right, well, there is Annie's show coming up. So, no offense, we're going to mute that constant. Dum, 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 dum. And we'll be visiting in about 25 minutes, if that's all right with everybody else, if you guys want to check her out. And then you get the cross benefit of everybody who's watching tonight, checking out your show, even if they're not in Whatnot. So hopefully that works out. It is cool. So we will be checking in on Annie in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Anything else going on in eBay land anybody wants to bring up? I need to go get myself some postcards. That's my goal for next week, because I can't do it Sunday, can't do it Monday. Beatles shows. Sometime next week, maybe on Tuesday. I need to go out and get some. And oh yeah, John's on tomorrow night, right? I believe. So I might check out John's show tomorrow night. Pick up a couple of stashes if they're good. Talking about the band ministry. Hey, Mark, what's going on? You sold a postcard. Yeah, his first one. Mark, do you have a video? Excuse me for not knowing this. Do you have a video about your organizational structure when it comes to postcards? We were talking about this about an hour ago, about the importance of coming up with a good system right out of the gate. Because right now, for the 10th time during the show, but I'll show you because you just came in. That's my stash of postcards, about 200. Everything I own. And a Sterilite thing. It works well for me because I only have 200. But certainly when you get 2,000, 20,000, 200,000, you need to come up with a little more robust system. And I said, I bet you Mark has a video out there. I know Popeye definitely has one. And I'm sure Mark does too. Clean, especially old army men. Uh-oh. Lady Luck Junk, happy Friday to you. Welcome aboard. Good to see you here. Men. Yes. Yes to the system. Yeah, Ministry. I'm a Ministry. You know who produced Ministry? Your niche is toys mostly. You love all kinds of old stuff. Very cool, Little Witch. Count Danica. Mr. Rogers. How are you doing from Johnny? He's still here. Are you going to check out? We're all going to check out Annie's auction. It's a Halloween auction. I mean, how cool can you get? And she's got a ton of stuff in her inventory over on the Whatnots. Only artwork that scared you? Hey, Grant. I haven't sold any. I mean, I've sold toys, but not like looking out to get toys, if that makes any sense. Like just stuff we found at estate sales and stuff. Again, not really I'm not a toy collector by any stretch of the imagination. Like everybody else when I was a kid, of course, I loved playing with toys. And if certain parental units had kept any of those toys, then we'd probably all be very rich people right now. But of course, they were thrown out. And none of my toys were in pristine condition, needless to say, because guess what? They were played with. They were not put in Sterilite boxes to be preserved for all time. That 50 years later, one day there's going to be this thing called eBay, and you're going to be able to make a fortune on all this stuff. If we had only known, right? Swing by and see your face. My hours are so different these days. Yeah, 8:30 every morning. I'm sure you know, Danica. 8:30, Monday to Friday. I make a habit of popping in just about every day. I don't always speak. I like to just kind of listen and get the vibe. It really is a nourishing thing to start your day with, getting into the whole, in the flow of things and list and they will sell. Yeah, I'd actually say most things fall into that thing. If you list it, they will sell. And if you have a lot of listings, you'll sell more. No, I did not rip up my toys. I just played with them, Mark, like you. I'm sure you played with your toys, right? Did you preserve them? The big thing for me was, I love baseball. I'm a huge Met fan my whole life. And when we were kids, of course, we collected baseball cards, but we didn't collect baseball cards necessarily. We played with them and we traded them, in the schoolyard and stuff. And again, condition was not even a consideration, Oh, I have a Willie Mays card. I have this card. Oh, cool. I'll trade you. I forgot the game. We used to flip them I forgot, we had a game where you flipped a card. And if there was a banner on the card that was yellow, let's say, right? It was almost like playing Uno. And somebody else had a blue. You kept flipping until you matched that color, and then you could grab the whole stack. So, we played with them. They were on the ground. They were, dirty fingers handling them, chewing gum. Nobody ever knew to, at that point, put them in a box and preserve them for all time. Oh, man, I used to have a G.I. Joe. The real one. The action figure, as we say nowadays, / doll. big old, like foot high, fuzzy. He had fuzzy hair. Kung Fu grip, as Eddie Murphy used to say. It's true. We had the Kung Fu grip, early 70s. I did. I hope most of us did. What's the purpose of having toys? Yeah, of course. Everybody did that too. Don't tell me you didn't, Lori. I know you did. There you go. How Mark pulls orders. Thank you, Dawn. You put 50s. That's a great point. I would never put good cards in the spokes. That's true. Like we'd put like, no offense, but football was like second tier for me anyway. It was always baseball first. Yeah, we'd put like hockey cards or something. No offense to the hockey fans, but we put like hockey cards or things we didn't care about in the spokes of the wheel. You wouldn't put like a good baseball card in there with a guy you liked. Big fan of the Tic Tac. What do we think about Tic Tacs? Oh, you can't see it because of the green screen. But trust me, they're Tic Tacs. Fresh mints. Big fan of the Tic Tac. Eat them up, yum. Wait a minute. Deal Finder is speaking my... Yeah, that's too new for me. I mean, I'm sure they're valuable too. Oh, you're young too. I loved the Planet of the Apes figures, dolls. Had a whole play set probably around that time, mid-70s. Loved Planet of the Apes. I can't tell you. I have no idea. Like, all jokes aside, like, yeah, of course I played with them, but I didn't destroy anything. And I have no idea where any of that stuff went. Like, I'm sure when I moved out or whatever, my mother must have had them like in the attic or whatever, but I have no idea. I had, like most of people our age or my age or even into the 70s and 80s and all that stuff, like, those toys are all worth a fortune now, and I have no idea what happened to any of them. Like, no idea. I had Star Trek guys. I had, like I said, the Planet of the Apes. I love the $6 Million Man, who I've talked about. One of my favorite toys of all time was a $6 Million Man doll, action figure. All that stuff. Where did that go? I had an Evil Knievel that you wound up. I know Rutan's going to know what I'm talking about. Evil Knievel. It was like a rubberized Evil Knievel. You could bend him in all these different ways, and he was on an Evil Knievel motorcycle, and he was on this ramp thing. And you'd turn this thing and release it, and Evil Knievel would go flying. You know, where's that? Where is that? Why do I not have my stuff? Yes, they're on a green package, Laura. Yes. No, we played with them. Toys were made to play with. Yeah, I'm plowing through these Tic Tacs as well, Glitterwitch. Truth be told, this was a full pack at the beginning of the show. And even with the green screen, you can see that half of said pack is now gone. So, love the apes. Yeah, love the Planet of the Apes play sets. G.I. Joe Adventure Team? I'm not familiar with that. Are those the little guys or the real dolls? I know G.I. Joe morphed into like little guys and the cartoon came out later, but like my G.I. Joe was a real full-fledged, like 12-inch regular doll, you know, whatever they make dolls out of, plastic, rubber, whatever. But I know like later on, I remember they came out with like cartoons and these little versions of G.I. Joe who's like more modern. You'd moved out when you're like 20 years old and your mother called me and asked if my nephew could have all my old toys, 70s toys. Yeah, that's me. It would be 70s toys and I don't know where they are. I've never even thought to ask. I might, inspired by this conversation. Imagine my mother's like, oh yeah, they're sitting in a box right here. What? Knowing nothing about the toy reselling market, like what would a 1972 G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip in decent condition go for? Probably a lot of money. You know? My Evil Knievel guy, what is he worth? Right, we used to bury we used to bury cars too. Why did we bury them? Of course, you'd crash them, you'd slam them into each other. Remember, they used to have the I don't know if it was Hot Wheels, but they used to have the cars that purposely broke into a million pieces, like, and you could put them back on. I forgot that was called. But, you know, we played with our stuff. Cool. Oh, no's. It's a whole series? Cool. Is it a more modern version of the G.I. Joe stuff? Or is it like 60s, 70s G.I. Joes? I don't know. The Hot Wheels are gold, probably. Yeah, that's funny. Jerry's got all those vintage shows the 60s and full on and play with them. I haven't seen that. No. Needless to say. Older ones, really? Okay, cool. I'm not familiar with that. So is that a bolo there, Mark? Yeah, you smashed Hot Wheels. Exactly. You used to drive them, like, not drive them. You used to play with them, and same thing. We used to like build little ramps and try to like make them go 20 feet in the air when you know, things like that. You played with your toys. In just 13 minutes, ironically, 13 minutes, Annie's Halloween auction will begin. I'm seeing Winnie the Pooh is the person that's in there. I'm seeing Edgar Allan Poe stuff. I'm seeing Dracula stuff. Skull tote bags. Groovy stuff. All sourced locally, Annie, if you're still on. I don't know if you're just setting up your auction. All Salem stuff. I think you said there was Salem stuff. Kids still smash. Yeah. Again, they're meant to be played with, right? That's funny. Well, all little kids, of course, they're going to smash anything. That's very cool, Steven. Stuff you buried. All sourced locally. Awesome. So authentic Salem, Massachusetts Halloween stuff. Any postcards, Annie? I didn't look. In case you didn't know, I'm into postcards. You have any Halloween postcards from Salem in your stash? And obviously, I encourage everybody to go into her auction on Whatnot as well. Maybe we could do both. But I will stream it for everybody. If you guys don't have Whatnot yet, you just want to kind of check it out. It'll be a nice opportunity. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. A lot of rust, too, I would think you'll find. Some of the older ones rusty. Yep, Glitter Witch is... Talk about a night to show up, huh? Her first appearance. Glitter Witch, welcome to the fold. Modern sale. Okay, cool. That's still cool. Kelly and Mark and Puddings, are there any modern postcards that are collectible or valuable? Like, I mean really modern, like contemporary postcards, or are they just, they have to age before they're worth anything? Like, I don't know, maybe there was like some sort of special run of 100 cards ever made of something. Does it ever carry a value, or is it pretty much has to be a certain period of time before they become valuable? Like if Annie picked up a brand new postcard, but it happened to be from Salem and it had Halloween, could it still be pretty sought after because of the fact that it's from such a cool place and it's a Halloween theme? That's a good question, Grant. I defer to Dawn Wright, the Queen of Canada, to answer that for you, but we will be checking out in just 10 minutes. If you want to take a look, we'll watch a live Whatnot auction that Annie is doing from her home in Salem, Massachusetts, home of the famous witch trials and legendary for its gatherings of spooky fans and Halloween fans. So I don't know, Grant. That's a good question. I don't know. Hardest to find? Yeah, I've never seen, again, the few times I've looked for postcards specifically, I've never seen a Halloween card. I see them on Whatnot a lot. People like, but again, I think they're more contemporary cards made to look old, if that makes sense. Matthew Kirsch cards. Maybe a postcard by a certain artist. Yeah, you know what I mean, Mark? Like something like this, like what Annie's about to do. If it's a postcard from Salem, Massachusetts with some cool, wacky Halloween-looking stuff on it, and it's a relatively small run of cards, I would think that might be something people would dig, even though it's new. But I don't know. No one really buys 90s. That's what I figured. It was too new, right? Yeah, I figured that was artist. Jay Smith, modern postcards sell well, but not for high prices. Okay. You've hardly found any Halloween lots. Yeah. What about 10,000 cards? Which is probably why they're valuable, right? Scarcity tends to do that. Supply and demand. It's amazing how that keeps working. Yeah, I'm sure you will. Right, I would think. Hey, doing it wrong. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Hallmark could do an exclusive short run. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Scarcity, like a limited edition or limited run. That's what I'm saying. Not just the everyday. First of all, who's really making postcards? Is anybody making postcards now? I guess there's still postcards out there, like brand new. Welcome to Hollywood postcards, probably in like cheesy tourist trap things. They probably do sell that stuff. The modern Salem ones sell on eBay, brand new, beautiful. Just because they're from Salem, right? You can buy and sell in Canada. Okay, shipping is expensive. Yes. Like I know Dawn can buy on Whatnot because she's been kind enough to purchase some stuff. But yeah, shipping is a huge hurdle, and I didn't know if you were able to sell it. I didn't know if it was a selling marketplace as well, but that's good to know. Right. But maybe there's a reason why there's so little competition because they're not worth anything. But again, if you have thousands and thousands of something, even if you sold them for $1, right, or $2, if you bought it for 50 cents and you could sell it for $2 and you could sell 10,000 of them, not bad. Even though they sell cheaply individually. Yeah, very much so. Cards about art. Well, that's interesting. With like a famous painting on a postcard, is that what you're saying, Fonda? Right. And that could be said for any time frame. Like we were talking about, like even like the real photo postcards, let's say 1905, but it's just an image of a guy standing there going, there's no appeal to that at all. And just the fact that it's old isn't going to do much for it. Here's an old picture of just some guy standing in a portrait studio with nothing around him. People like me for sure. Oh yeah, Halloween and Christmas are the two big ones all year round, without question. Again, not just postcards, anything. You can get away with selling postcards and anything from those two holidays all year round. You only see destination postcards still. Destination, okay, yeah. Nothing vintage comes up. Just people selling postcards for your business. Interesting. Mark says, on your last trip, you took a look at every place we stopped for postcards, only find 5. Wow, really? Yep. Yeah, please do. You could use that referral link, get $10, and it's instant, Grant. It's like literally the second you use that link, bam, you have it available to go buy some stuff on Annie's show tonight. Coming up in just 5 minutes. Some modern movie postcards and some baseball postcards. Oh, wow, that's good to know. You're not supposed to say this on your actual Whatnot, but you put up lots of Chief stuff and buy it. Now, yeah, I saw that. So people can buy that first and get discounts. Yeah, that's a lot of people are doing that now. The one, not deterrent, but the one thing to be careful about with purchasing on Whatnot is, yeah, shipping is, and again, trust me, as a seller on Whatnot and Annie and so many other people, it's not our fault. Like, you can't control your shipping. On eBay, you could give somebody a discount on shipping if you want. You can't do that on Whatnot. It's kind of a crazy system. The whole shipping thing needs to be tweaked. I'm sure it will be in time, but right as it exists now, you wind up paying a lot of money. So Annie's workaround is you buy some cheap little thing and you pay whatever you pay for that item based on the small size and weight. And then you can buy something more expensive to ship usually, but they give you a discount because if you buy more than one thing, your shipping goes way down. So a lot of people are doing that trick, if you will, but it's a good way around the high shipping costs. You sell modern Chromecast cards, but it's usually new old stock. A guy near me bought a gift shop. $2 million? Wow. For a penny a card? Well, see, that's... Yes. Trust me. Kelly is a frequent flyer on Whatnot. He's buying. Kelly is always buying. It's greatly appreciated. And he buys from a lot of different auctioneers. And yeah, I could definitely understand he appreciates that because he buys lots of stuff. So if you start off cheap on the first one, it helps a lot. 80s cards. Yeah, to me that seems so recent, like for a postcard, Disaster cards. That's it. People love disaster. I don't know what it is. The humanity. Showdial Dawn. How you doing? Not sure if it's vintage. Welcome. If you're not sure, it probably isn't. Yeah. Oh, thank you. See, again, you know me, Dawn. I'm always like, some of these terms, I'm like, what? And they're like, don't you remember that? That was a movie. Oh, no, I don't. Very true. Which is why what exists out there that is old, is it's not a finite population of cards. That's the problem. And the popularity, they're all going to be sucked up. So I got to get my cards. No, we will not turn you off. We'll be going in. Hey, Lake Erie, how you doing? Queen Elizabeth, gee, what do you know it? Yeah, I think everybody knows, be it postcard or anything else, if you got the Queen on it. And again, the only thing about that is the Queen, I think they talked about this on one of the news stations, is the most photographed image or reproduced image of any person that has ever existed. Queen Elizabeth II has more imagery of her because she's on currency, obviously. She's on flags. She's on everything. News articles, magazines. I have a few magazines with her that I put up. But she's the most, if not photographed, most mass-produced image of a person on planet Earth in the history of mankind. So with that said, everybody has something with Queen Elizabeth. So I don't know if it's going to be that much money. And sure, it goes up a tick because she died, but she's just such a popular, iconic figure. I don't think anybody's going to get rich quick. It's not like, oh my God, Queen Elizabeth. Nobody has a Queen Elizabeth stamp. Everybody has a Queen Elizabeth stamp. That's all right. I would call it original, not nonsensical. 1979, you never know what people might buy. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, a moose. Ooh, don't know what that means either. Billions were printed and mailed. Yeah, exactly. I thought it said chocodile. Do you remember chocodiles? It's actually a cake product of some kind. Chocodiles. For some reason, that's what my mind read. And then I'm like, Chodal? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Specialized things like from a coronation and stuff might be more valuable. Are we talking Czech? All right, let's go into Annie. We'll pull it up. We got a minute until she's supposed to start. No pressure. And yeah, she's doing her welcome to everyone shtick. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Salem, Massachusetts, it's Annie on Whatnot.
I know there's something.
Let me know if you guys can hear.
Like SNL or something, but I don't really know. Let me just log into my own show, and then we will all be.
Can you guys hear her? I know she's soft-spoken a lot of times. And actually, she's not speaking at all right now, so don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, Grant, I think.
And welcome to.
How's that? Any better?
Jiminy live stream simulcast. It's like Live Aid or something.
The Phil Collins of
everyone else.
Of Whatnot.
Wondering in at the moment.
How's the sound, everybody?
Pardon me for not having a spooky foreground here. It seemed better to make less of a mess than I already have with spooky stuff everywhere. So we just have a boring cutting mat background. So my plan tonight is to kind of go in a random order, take requests, if I can easily grab things, because there's a lot in this work tonight, or in the queue. This is probably going to end up being 2 parts in the end, but we'll see what can happen. Is
Exactly, Kim.
So, it's totally 8:30. All right. So, how is everyone tonight? Are you ready for Halloween, or at least autumn and cooler weather? Maybe depending on where you are. It is, in fact, finally becoming autumnal in Salem, which is amazing. It's so nice. I hate that weather. But all right, yeah. Oh, you're in Massachusetts too, Allie? Awesome. Where are you? Oh, cool. Yeah, it's actually nice today. So for our first auction, we'll start with the classic Halloween accessory, a deck of tarot cards featuring antique anatomical drawings. These are new in package, so I can't show you the cards, but you can kind of see them in the illustration here. So they're like antique drawings and floral botanical stuff. And it comes with like instructions on how to do, basic tarot reading. And I guess you can kind of get a flavor for them from the side here. So yes, these were drawn and created by Claire Goodchild. It is sealed antique anatomy tarot. Because why have just regular tarot when you can have creepy pictures of like body parts and stuff? uh, so let's just kick it off. I'm gonna start this at $3. And again, this is a new tarot deck, still shrink wrapped, and off we go. I feel like I should press the button that makes a little skull come up for like the theme, but it's I don't know if you guys like sudden death or not on your auctions. Let me know if you prefer it. Hello to everyone who's coming in. Phoebe, Kitchen Curator, Yellow Bananas, hello. Purple Pumpkin, oh, we have lots of colored fruits and vegetables. I'm very excited. Um, Becky, okay, no tarot yet. We might get more like tarot later. Who knows? Um, so let's try something totally different because we have a lot of different things, all of spookiness and various and sundry, um, you know, Halloween themed. So this is a giant coffee mug. It has a Day of the Dead cat fellow or lady on it. It's very attractive. It's kind of like um, incised in the ceramic, same on the back. Nice, like fancy handle with spots. This is made by Ellie and Anna. Um, I don't know who that is, if it matters, but it's orange inside, of course. But it's a nice, huge mug for nice, huge autumnal amounts of coffee. And creepy cats. Because cats are definitely creepy, and I'm sure my creepy cats will be showing up at some point because they love streaming auctions. Yes, all the coffee. I mean, this must be at least 16 ounces, if not 20. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. But it is microwave and dishwasher safe. And it is new, actually. Um, where are we going? So this is starting at 5. And I should mention that I do have a lot of small handy items in the buy it now, if you know what I mean. Stickers and such, if you are interested in such things. But right now we're going to auction this mug. All right. Dia de los Muertos. I'm not a Spanish speaker, but I wish I could say that cooler because it's a cool thing to say. Day of the Dead. Yeah, orange on the
That's a complete steal at $5, everybody. Holy cow. Yeah, and the cat thing. She should be making a lot more money on this one. How many people? She has 11 in her room watching.
There's also a matching dog version that we'll do later. That is like a French bulldog type creepy dead thing. Okay, I'll put this away. Maybe we should do lighter things to begin with.
Oh my
Now
goodness.
that I think about it, all right. I'm just jumping around, so if anyone has requests, let me know. I'm kind of pulling things that are on the top, honestly. Nope. Um, okay, this is a really cool shirt. I'll show it to you properly after I tell you what the label says. It's 100% cotton. It's a large. I think that is a women's large because it's not super large, but it's a bleached out spider and spider web. This is a long sleeve shirt. The base color is a sort of chocolatey brown, but then it's bleached out in this yellow bleachy color. Back is plain with a little bleach stuff on it. And yeah, it is a women's large. Let me get the spider in the picture. um, if anyone has any questions, like you want a measurement or anything, I can do that. Otherwise, we're gonna just auction. Um, all right, we're starting the shirt at 8. This is presumably like one of a kind because it is bleach art. I think they use the stencil, but each one is a little different. I don't know where this came from. I mean, like the brand is LAT, which is not something I know anything about, but it's pretty unique. It has like a huge tarantula type spider on it, so you really can't go wrong with that. No, no, you can go wrong. All right, moving along. I feel like people are gonna come in and out, so we'll do different stuff. And maybe do stuff over. But again, let me know if you have requests or kinds of things you want to see. Um,
See, now I feel bad, like we're causing her bad luck or something. Those are two things that should have
how
sold.
about some tea towels? Because, you know, so these are Ouija board tea towels. It is a pack of two. No, it is a pack of, yeah, it's a pack of two. Again, these are new. Maybe we should do some more like old stuff soon. And they have the like planchette in green. This might glow in the dark, actually. I don't know. It looks like glow in the dark ink. I'm not sure. But, and Happy Halloween and the sort of Ouija board motif. And again, these are new with tags, which is weird for me to say because I don't sell that much that's new with tags, but I keep picking up cool Halloween stuff when I see it just because I can't help myself. Okay. Hello, everybody. Suki Sue. Um, oh, Plush, hello. Connie. Let's do tea towels, or what do we call them? Dish towels? I don't know. Sometimes I say the like Canadian slash English, and people are like, we don't use that word here. They're starting at 5. Again, they are new with tags. Ouija board tea towels or dishcloths. And, you like, who doesn't need these? They're nice, big, thick, absorbent ones. They have like a kind of terry back. So very good for your kitchen mopping up when you mop up your tea spilled. Did that run actually? I think it did, but I was just babbling and no one cared. All right. How about books and stuff? Oh, how about a giveaway? I should have thought of this before. um,
You just made me spit my drink out, Kelly. That's kind of funny.
let's give away a Salem postcard. So
Postcard.
this is a new, as in modern postcard, but it is obviously um, an old-fashioned style to which they have added Salem on a Halloween card, and it says Halloween greetings. The clock is striking midnight. The witch her spell will cast. All the fairies, ghosts, and goblins will be conjured from the past. It has, black cat, jack-o'-lantern, bat, sexy lady, the moon, and owl, everything you need. And again, it's a modern card, but it's really nice looking. Move the postcard holding device closer. And so if you're interested in this giveaway, pin it and then okay, so go ahead.
Oh, that's not cool, Kelly.
Follow me to be entered in this postcard draw.
Hi, Jody.
You have more postcards
We are
in
watching,
a little
we are telecasting
later
Annie,
for auction.
friend of the channel, over on Whatnot. She's doing a Halloween auction as we speak. All from Salem, Massachusetts, which is where she lives.
Is it both of you? Or is it two crazy ladies and one person? That would also be cool. Simple shenanigans. Hello, Morgan.
Did she put it up yet?
To Annie.
I missed. I don't know if she listed it yet.
I don't know. But either way, hello.
Yep.
City Mermaid, hello. Purple Pumpkin.
Lori's in the room.
This is a really adorable
In Whatnot.
It's like kind of got everything you need. All right, I think we're probably ready to run this. Oh, anyone else want to enter?
Lori, you're in there, right? I heard her just call you.
Here we go.
Yeah, what is a Whatnot raid? That sounds bad. Oh, man, that's brutal, Kelly. And all your, and John especially, and all your cards that you've sold over the years, have you ever heard that before from anybody else?
Little piece of Salem is coming your.
Talk about not cool.
Okay. Let's do this since it's right here. Okay, so this is music. It is a soundtrack for the Poe-inspired art show Spirits of the Dead, presented by the Scarlet Letter Press and Gallery in Salem. This took place some years ago. It is haunting and melancholic atmosphere set the mood for the quaint, tragic life of Poe and his wife Virginia. For fans of Frederick Chopin, Oliver Arnold's, Current 93, and Sigur Rós. So it's kind of like modern crossover, classical and Icelandic, like slightly avant-garde melodic music. Released by New England Arts Collective Seraphim House, made in Salem, Mass. Those are, I don't really even know what that says. It looks like it says 1476, but I'm not sure what that would apply to. And this is, it's from 2014. And this is still shrink wrapped. And you can see I think you can see the track listing. A Circle of Hope and Despair, Extraction Environs, etc. Death Environs, Gutter Death Posture, Circle of Guilt and Grief. So it's like super cheery. And you can see nice gravestone there. Again, this is shrink wrap CD, avant-garde soundtrack, but Not avant-garde in the way that it will be unlistenable, but in a nice melodic way. So let's get that running. I just searched for Poe, and we have a lot of Poe items because what would be more appropriate? Good. And this is going to start. And this is like something you can't get anywhere else. In fact, not to be morbid, but the people who put this out are actually dead. I mean, I'm not, that's sad, but it's also kind of spooky. I'm going to start this at $4, and that doesn't actually reflect its rarity or quality, because this is like impossible to find, except for this one. so, so yeah, if you like Frederick Chopin, older, Olafur Arnolds, my Icelandic pronunciation isn't good, sorry, Current 93, or Sigur Rós, this will perhaps float your boat. Sadly, I did not attend this art show. I wasn't here yet in 2014, but I bet it was cool because I know these people are cool. Okay, Closet, thank you. You'll have to get back to me and tell me how this is because I shrank out, so I couldn't listen to it, but I bet it's really good. Sounds like something I would like. Okay, while we're on the Edgar Allan Poe kick here, well, Edgar Allan Poe CDs, I have this audio Edgar Allan Poe audiobook collection on CD. It's 1, 2, 3. No, 4, 5. Wait, are they all in there? Yeah. Okay, so it's 5 CDs. Just make this not fall over. And it is readings from short stories and poems, and they are read by none other than Vincent Price and Basil Rathbone. So there you go. And it includes The Gold Bug, The Imp of the Perverse, Lygia, The Telltale Heart, The Pit and the Pendulum, The Raven, and I don't know, there might be more, I'm not sure. But it's 6 hours on 5 compact discs. This was released in 2000, so it's not really kicking around too much anymore, but it's in really good shape. I don't think anyone has actually enjoyed listening to it, which is too bad. So let's clean that. And option. Also start this one at 4. Though Vincent Price reading Edgar Allan Poe, I mean, it's pretty cool. And Basil Rathbone. He's more associated with Sherlock Holmes, though, I believe. Universally acclaimed as the maestro of horror and the morbid, Edgar Allan Poe's Dark Gift has, for more than a century and a half, set the standard for the genre. I don't know why I'm using that funny voice. I guess I just don't even know what funny voice to use sometimes. Let's see. Chaz Gritz is the winner. Thank you. Excellent. We are getting Poe-y. Where is the Poe tote bag? Because that is something everyone needs. Poe tote bag. Ah, here we go. Oh, there's pumpkins everywhere. Okay, this is also super cool. And so we have here a Poe tote bag. This was made by Out of Print. I don't know much about them. It's like a small indie shop, and it's still has its tag on it, and their tag is really
Grant,
cool.
those aren't
It's like
Tic Tacs; those are
a library
peanuts.
card out of print, New York. Um, and oh, here's some info about them. We scour libraries, stacks, and dusty bookstores to find the classics and curiosities that end up on our products. Everything we make is printed and treated to feel like your favorite book that you have read 11 times. Our mission: help us share the gift of reading. Each purchase helps to fund literacy programs and book donations to communities. Outofprintclothing.com. So that's who made this. But regardless of who made it, it's really cool. It's really nice. It's like
Two
just
things
like a
so
gray
far, John.
canvas with this. I guess it's, I don't know, printed on there. I don't know how. And it's just a long tote bag inside. Well, this tag is still on, so I can't open it all the way, but it does have a pocket inside. And it's a nice, heavy, high quality canvas. And it has Edgar Allan Poe all over it. So that is kind of the SHIT. Hello, Dusty Skunk and Christopher and Assorted Treasures and Sunbeam Thrift and Claudia and Cinema Toast, lovely name. Everyone who is here. Um, so, Poe Tote Bag. This is going to start this at 5. No, not 54, but 5. And there we go. This floating Poe faces everywhere. But yeah. Nice handles. I'm like very close to the camera. There isn't really room for a long shot, but I hopefully get the idea of its tote bagginess. Luckily, it's a repeated print, so I don't have to manage the whole thing in there. Ah, Cinema Toast has one. Thank you. Excellent. Let's see. Also have we also have, while we're doing Edgar Allan Poe, this is pretty awesome, an Edgar Allan Poe coloring book and an adult coloring book. I'm sorry. And first of all, the cover is really cool. It's like got this metallic dripping blood. But this is published by Lark in 2016, and it just has, your typical like morbid images with Poe quotes. The black cat. Let's flip through, just fun, relaxing, coloring skeletons chained to dungeon walls and stuff. So this could keep you very busy through the whole year when you're missing Halloween. Oh, is that a rat? Oh, look at that nice ratty rat. Yeah. So there's quotes from different stories and lots of little detailed things to color. Oh, of course, we have the raven and the telltale heart. And this is what the back looks like. So let's just scoot this over a bit. If I had more hands, I could hold this up and put the auction on, but I have a dearth of hands apparently. Being not a handy gun of any sort. So this is new, obviously uncolored. It's in new shape. New shape. It's a new shape. The new shape is a square. Wormy, hello. He, hello. Or your name could be something totally different. Yeah, this is hours of fun. I keep seeing these videos on YouTube of these super smooth colored pencils, or on, I don't know, on Facebook or somewhere, and they look very addicting. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's a scam. This strange scarabaeus, I must confess, new to me, never saw anything like it before, unless it was a skull or a death's head. Cheery, cheery stuff. Ah, adjusting the focus of the telescope, I again looked, and now made it out to be a human skull. Oh, sorry. Cinema Toast 1. I was just doing a little reading for herself. Yay! Fun stuff. Should we do the last Poe item? It's right here. No, it isn't. All right, we're not doing it right now because it's not on the top. However, how about the Pagan Book of Halloween? This, I'll tell you about in one moment. This book is by Jarina Dunwich. It is a complete guide to the magic, incantations, recipes, spells, and lore. It has a really nice cover with a nice pre-Raphaelite style painting. Um, so it's kind of like tells you all the witchy stuff to do on Halloween and how. It's very handy, especially around here. Ooh, it has a bookmark. All right. um, so different spells in here, recipes for pumpkin muffins. I don't know if they're special which ones, probably, but that's the back. And this is used but in very good condition. I don't know if it's been read or just somebody stuck an index card in it as a bookmark. All right. I will start this book at 2. And here we go. I don't know if we're, so again, the Pagan Book of Halloween, a complete guide to the magic with a K, incantations, recipes, spells, and lore. Lore, not lore. Hello, Vintage Surf Junkie. Hello, everyone. It does have a nice cover, right? It's like I don't know that painting, but I like it. It's very pre-Raphaelite. Well, she has like a crystal ball. Two Nanny has one again. Thank you. We've got some cool pagan books if you're into that sort of thing. Also some history and other. We got some, witchcraft. Got some novels. How about a Coraline Blu-ray? Blu-ray. So this is the Tim Burton film. This is the Blu-ray edition. It's in there. I mean, it would suck if it wasn't, right? And yeah, I don't know if Blu-ray 3D means it's 3D. I actually have no idea, but maybe I'm sure you do if you do. If you have a player that does that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean Tim Burton knows Halloween. Let me tell you, it's very creative. Sorry about the glare. There we go. So, let's start this at 3, and off we are. Um, from the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas comes a visually stunning stop motion animated feature, the first to be originally filmed in 3D. It is 3D. Look at that. So I guess, do you need a 3D TV or glasses? I'm not sure. These modern things, it's not it's not on it's not on film. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people like this film. It's like the cult classic kind of. Yeah, there are 3D TVs. I've never like experienced that, but you know, I bet it's cool. I bet it's kind of like, I think it would overwhelm me. Like those modern video games that are really 3D, they kind of wig me out a little bit. Okay, we'll take this away. Sure, everyone who likes this movie already owns it or streams it. Um, okay, this is a cool book here. Salem 300. This is actually it's a novel, but it's a well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It is the eve of the tercentennial. I can't say that word. I'm sorry. It is the eve of the tercentenary of the Salem witch trials, and the town's a poppin' to celebrate this black event in their history or not. Everyone has an opinion, with occasionally two alike, but the 300 committee is set up and plunges into preparations until murder strikes. This is the scene. John Hollow, former spy and Salem native, sorry, this is the scene he walks into. Approached by the police chief who just happened to have raised him, John begins a careful, thorough investigation and then falls in love with the chief suspect. Salem 300 by Richard F. Curran is a fast paced novel full of the atmosphere of Old Salem, yet also containing some modern day witches, drug trafficking, and police corruption. Enjoy. That's a good blurb. Anyway, so this is that's probably the author's signature actually. It says Love Dick June 92, and that's when it came out, and his name is Richard. So there you go, signed. And this is a first edition as well. See that? It came out in 92. To Suzanne of Salem. It has a dust cover. It's in pretty good shape. And I haven't read this novel, but it sounds really quite entertaining, actually. Um, he's on the staff of Salem Hospital. I've probably met him. All right, and the back's just like that. So this is the first edition author signed crazy sounding mystery novel about the 300 years after the witch trials. I tell you, I find some funny things around here. Um, and I would like for someone to buy this and read it and tell me if it's good or not. Very much. So start auction, start at 3. Again, signed first edition, um, crazy mystery with a retired spy slash what is he? Former spy and Salem native. Yeah, we got a lot of those around here, I guess. Hi, Sadie's Locker, and Many Pastimes, and Haunted Doll Living. Haunted Doll Living has won. Thank you. Yeah, let me know if this book is good. I actually try to read a lot of this kind of stuff I find, but I have too much at this point. What else? What else? Oh, okay. In a different vein, we have a vintage Casper record. Just going somewhere totally different. Oh, he doesn't fit in the screen. Hold on, I'll hold that up properly. One moment. But this is a vintage Casper record. Oh, there's a pre-bit on this. Okay. I'll tell you some more. So this is Casper the Friendly Ghost, Haunted House Tales, including The Scariest Halloween Ever. Where do you hide in a haunted house? Good luck isn't bad, and The Creaky Staircase. And we have Casper and that dude whose name I forgot, and those two dudes. And there's and then on the back.
What do you guys think? You want to keep watching? Just let me know in the chat below.
A maze, a trick or treat game, and a scramble words. These have been sort of loosely done in pencil long ago. This is put out by Peter Pan Records. I don't see a date on it outside, but let me pull it out. Now, I had so many Peter Pan records when I was a kid, so it needs a dust, but it's in good shape. I don't see a date, but oh well, it's old. I'm gonna guess 80s or 70s. Just, Casper hasn't really been a going concern for a while. You can see the whole thing in the preview picture. This is annoying that you can't see the whole thing very well right now. Oh, there we go. All right. Vintage Casper record is coming right up. So we have a pre-bid of 5, so we'll start there. I guess we start at 6. Then, yeah. I've watched auctions before. Here we go. Hello, Marcus and Angela and
Are you done?
And Alice. Good evening. Hope you are well. Feel free to let me know where you are working from where you work, whence you work. I don't know. I am, as you might have guessed, in Salem, Massachusetts, where we are gearing up for crazy times already.
Back to chat is the vote, huh? All right, let me just close this out. Well, that was cool. At least we got a little thought it was a love note, but it's not. She goes, "Are you done?" That was kind of cool, peeking into the world of whatnot with Annie and her Halloween stuff. I saw this stuff about people getting hurt. I felt terrible, and I didn't want to keep interrupting Annie's flow there vocally anyway, but that's awful. And who was saying, Deal Finder was saying, thank God for eBay, right, to supplement after you got hurt. Try to catch up. Glitter Witch, this is your kind of auction, though. My goodness. I can't believe, I'll tell you, it really depends, like we talk about all the time with eBay. It depends on who's looking at any given point. But like some of that stuff, she really, the mug should have sold instantly for a lot of money, like good money. $5 and nobody bought it. The problem is the shipping. Like Lori, I know Lori won't mind if I said it. The problem is it's $9 to ship that mug. So even if you buy it for $4, you're spending a lot on shipping. So the way around that, like Annie alluded to in the beginning of a show, is she puts a bunch of cheaper things, small, light items, in her buy it now. If you get that first, then you buy another item, you get discounted shipping on your second, third, fourth, fifth purchase. Kelly knows that all too well. Kelly buys tons of stuff. He bought 20,000 postcards out of the gate. So this guy knows the ways around that stuff. But I think that might have been the issue, that the shipping was expensive on it. Might have turned people off towards the product itself. But absolutely. I have an arthritic back, unfortunately, my lower back, which is crippling, and sciatica too, which is painful, especially with all the driving I do. It hurts worse when I drive. Just find as a plumber was lifting a bathtub. Oh my God. Well, there you go, Puddings. Yeah, sorry, I know you said, what did I miss because you were eating dinner or whatever. Yeah, that was Annie's Whatnot auction live. She's doing a Halloween auction tonight. She lives in Salem, Massachusetts, and she picked up a bunch of stuff locally in Salem. She should do really well on this thing. it's the season now. It's Salem. But like I was saying earlier, I think it really comes down to, again, who's in your room on a given auction. And you really need to do a lot of self-promoting prior to. Like I would be doing that for 2 weeks beforehand. Huge Halloween. Salem is a bolo for Halloween people. She's got Edgar Allan Poe stuff. She's got killer stuff that you probably can only get up there. So I just think that maybe a little more advertising on her part might have drew some more people in. But again, it's that could be misleading too, because for those of you who aren't familiar with Whatnot, you can bookmark a show as a user, and that all that means is like you've selected it so that a half an hour before the show, whatever, it's going to say, "Hey, Annie's coming on." Kind of like YouTube when you hit the notification bell, you've bookmarked it. It's something you want to watch down the line, no matter what it is. And unfortunately, the amount of bookmarks doesn't always translate into the amount of people that actually show up. Because a week ago, they might have said, "Yeah, I'll check that out." Now tonight they're out doing whatever, and they forgot all about poor Annie's show, whatever, and they don't show up. But anyway, I mean, she definitely has really cool stuff. Oh my God. Surgery on your neck and lower back. Very sorry, Glitter Witch. My goodness. Yeah, all this stuff is right up your alley, though. Man. Yeah, some mugs. I mean, that was such a unique, you got the cat thing. You got the whole, what is it called? The Mexican dead thing. Halloween from Salem. I should have sold for a lot of money. You can always go back. I was talking with Lori because she said she was interested in it. You could always just write in Whatnot and say, "Hey, Annie, could you put that mug up again?" You never have to that's the cool thing about Whatnot is it's such a loose atmosphere, and you could just say, "Hey, can you put that up again?" It's not like, "Oh, well, it didn't sell the first time. That's it. It's never going to sell." You could go right back in and say, "Yeah." Somebody comes in and says, they saw that mug. Yeah, definitely. Like I was saying, Lori, if you buy one of the cheaper items, that's why she does. It's a trick for Whatnot. We could say that here on YouTube. It's just a lot of sellers are doing that. They're listing buy it nows that are really like a postcard that costs whatever to ship, really cheap, right? And then if you buy the postcard and now you go buy the mug, instead of paying $9 for shipping, you're only paying $2.50 or $4, whatever the second tier thing is. So that's why she did that. She put a bunch of really light, tiny items in her buy it nows for like $2. It does sound horrible. Used to sell mugs. Yeah, it did better when you lotted them up in pairs, paying $10, $12 in shipping on a $5 bug. Exactly. That's the thing. Yep. Small mugs. Gotcha. Yeah, they usually, I mean, I guess there's a handful you could probably squeeze under £1. That's true. Yeah, appreciate it, Glitter Witch. And Glitter Witch, since you're new to my channel, if you know anybody that might be interested in hanging out with us on these live shows or could get some information, enjoy this content, please let them know. I'd really appreciate it. Check out Jiminy Flip It on YouTube and subscribe. That would be wonderful. Day of the D's. Day of the Dead, yeah. I've sold a shot glass before, Dale Founder. A couple of them. I have a lot of like 4 or 5 of them from Paris in my store right now. But we did sell, the novelty ones that have like whatchamacallit. I had a guitar. Fender made a shot glass with Fender guitars, so I had like that. I sold a couple shot glasses, yeah, and they're very light and easy to ship. Cool. Again, right up Glitter. We're talking Glitter Witch's language here. Yes, thank you, Dawn. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for that, Dawn. You're going to share me on Facebook? Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Glitter Witch. I have a Facebook set up for Jiminy Flip It, but I don't have anything. I just cross-posted some of the stuff. But if you could just put a link to the YouTube channel, that would be outrageously cool. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Deal Finder needs to list a bunch. Don't we all? This was supposed to be a listing show, folks, but here we are 3 hours and 15 minutes in. And we've just done some chatting and some whatnotting. Some leaded shot glasses from Europe, vintage, so I'm sure they do. Sure. Anybody a baseball fan or a Met fan? We just found out John Stearns passed away. He was a catcher on the Mets during some really lean years, like mid-70s to 83, 84. He was I really love John Stearns. He was one of my favorite ball players, and he died of cancer. he was at road. I mean, I think he was 70 maybe now, 71, and he just came out at Old Timers Day like a couple of weeks ago, and he looked he had a prostate cancer, like obviously very advanced, and he was a skeleton and he had all white hair. It was just so strange to see somebody who you grew up with and was so robust, and poor guy, he just passed away. So condolences to the Stearns family. He was really one of my favorite ball players. And F cancer. Let's just put it at that. I think we all would agree with that sentiment. I should post YouTube videos to my Facebook. Should bring in lots of new viewers. Is that right? I just my Facebook. It's just a the heck is it? Hold on. I just have a page that I set up for Jiminy Flip It. And what I would do is when I was listing stuff, what did I do? Hold on. Let me go to my page. I haven't even looked at it in eons. Like yesterday I promote. Oh no, not yesterday. Wow, I haven't done any posting since June. But anyway, I had posted, like, if I had a what sold video coming up, I cross-posted it to Facebook. If I had a whatnot coming up, I cross-posted to Facebook. But there's like nobody watching the channel. It's just a spin-off. I have 5 followers on Facebook with Jiminy Flip It, but I've never done anything with it. Yeah, I have done that deal finder. Like I said, it's been a while. The last one was June 23rd, but before that I was sharing it to my Facebook. Get a thumbs up or 2. But again, it's been since June 23rd. I just did it for the sake of having one. I really, like I said, didn't do anything with it or work on it. I have several pages. I have one for the bakery, my wife's bakery. I have one for our Beatlemania stuff that I manage, and those things are very, very busy. But this one, like I said, I just kind of created it, and that was it. So, I don't know. Just like Twitter, I have a Twitter for Jiminy Flip It, which I never do anything on either because I don't really use Twitter at all. And I have the Instagram, which is the only real form of social media that I use for Jiminy Flip It. And that I have some followers and stuff. And obviously I correspond with a lot of guys on the Messenger, which is a lot of fun. But anyway, I appreciate that very much, Glitter Wish. If yeah, it's same thing. Jiminy Flip It. I'll put a link for myself in there so that you guys can share it. How's that? If I can find it again. There you go. Oh, and I almost closed out of StreamYard, everybody. Sorry about that. See if this works, please. To Popeye's point, I share that sentiment completely. It's sort of a necessary evil for some things in my Beatle band, but again, we've moved on to Instagram and stuff with that too. But there's still we have a good following on the Facebook thing, so I hate to give that up. I used to do these type of shows all the time for my Beatle band, chat shows like this with my full band for about a year and a half after the pandemic hit. And it was only on our Facebook, and we had lots of views because we had a lot of following on Facebook. Anyway, there's the link. For anybody who wants to use it, and Glitter Witch, if you want to share that out, I appreciate it. But it might be more powerful if you have a good following on your Facebook, if you just put a post out there with a link to my page, my YouTube page, I say, not Facebook, my YouTube thing, and say something nice. That would be wonderful. Maybe draw some traffic my way. It would be extremely appreciated, because I know Popeye says you can make close to $1 a day on YouTube if you do it right. So, yep. Amen, Popeye. Ditto. Bingo. Yeah, I use the Messenger almost exclusively, actually. I have tons of people on the Messenger. But as far as actual Facebook, I could care less. Yep, exactly. Yes, Kelly and I correspond on and off on the old Instagram chat thing, which is really the same. And isn't Instagram part of Facebook? Didn't they buy it? I don't know. It's all the same stuff, just with a different name on it. It's all really just a messenger or they're all the same. Other resellers on YouTube have Facebooks and they do lives and get all kinds of new ideas and such. I think it's more personal type community mindset. So I binge and more. So it brings in, but there's a binge, so it brings in more folks to YouTube. Okay, that's cool. You can also, the streaming software I'm using, which most people use, is called StreamYard. I can concurrently run a show like I'm doing right now on YouTube and Facebook. It would just stream on my page. But since I have a mighty 5 followers, because I don't use Facebook, I don't know what benefit that would be. Well, great point, Deal Finder. I do have, which we talked about, was it last show or the show before? I do have, I'm a part of that Facebook real photo postcard group, which is really cool. I'm a member of a couple of groups. I'm a member of a couple of local reselling groups, like the marketplace stuff for Facebook, where you can, like York County garage sale page, something like that. So I use it for things like that. Oh, yeah, I think it's a separate thing. You can download just the Messenger. I use it on my computer. And then on the phone, I guess I have a Facebook Messenger on the phone too. And then I have whatever the regular Messenger you have on the iPhones. It's just called Messenger, I believe. Yeah, it's a great group, Deal Finder. If you need a link, let me know. I'd be happy to provide it. But I know a couple of people checked it out. It's a great group. You put a picture in there, the most obscure things in the world. And usually within a couple of minutes, you got like 10 people saying, providing details. It's incredible. Definitely an asset for. I just liked it because I think the old pictures are cool, But now that I'm trying to enter the world of postcard reselling, there's definitely a huge benefit to something like that. If you guys want to, be happy to put that link in. If I can remember what it is, actually I have to get out of the Jiminy Flip It thing and just go to my regular Facebook. It is called, I'll just put a link in there for everybody. Hopefully I can find it. Here we go. Here's a link to the page. Highly recommended. Good group of people. Very helpful. And you see some really, at a minimum, you see some really cool old photographs. So that's the link for that if anybody's interested in joining it. I put it up a couple of weeks ago, or maybe not, maybe a week ago. Yeah, check it out after the chat, certainly. There's a link, everybody, if anybody wants to check it out. Lots of older people on there. On what? On Facebook? Yep, that's the real. Know that I once started. Yeah, without question. Oh, Dawn posted it already? Thank you, Dawn. Sorry about that. I posted it too. I should have known. Yeah, you just request. Yeah, they do pretty much. Just sign off on the, don't be a jerk stuff. Yes, I promise. And then you're in pretty much. Yeah, I'm starting to too, Glitter. Sorry, I basically reposted the same link that Dawn posted. I should have known. Very cool. Hey, Marie, how you doing? Post your videos and lives on Instagram has the possibility to show up and people suggested. I post on Instagram. I'm much more active in Instagram than anything. It's actually the only thing I'm active in social media wise. And like I said, Facebook for other stuff like groups and things like that. But my Instagram, I have some followers and I usually post like the thumbnail that I'll release on a video, or like yesterday I posted about the whatnot auction. And then you could put like the link tree thing and have all your links in there. You've been there for 2 hours, Maria. Oh, wow. You have been quiet. Ugh. 9:30 at night on the East Coast of the United States. And all is well. Friday night. What I share on my Insta links over onto my Facebook. So it's all the same cross posting and all that stuff. John Popeye, I was saying earlier, I'm looking forward to the to your auction tomorrow because I opened my show with the confession that I need more postcards because I have a ridiculously small quantity right now, and they're almost all listed. So guess what? It's time to get some more. And where else would you go? In the online space, anyway. But everybody, go check out that group. It really is very cool. And whether you sell postcards or not, or you're a collector, it's just a really cool place to check out old photographs and learn about different time, different areas and stuff like that. It's very cool. Oh, somebody has a lot of 41 vintage Florida postcards, linen, for $18. That sounds like an outrageous price. And very run-of-the-mill kind of cards. You're struggling to finish one SKU of postcards? I need to print orders soon. Oh, boy. Hi, Marie. Sunday, Stephen, and then Monday. Playing Sunday in, what the heck is it called? Manalapan, New Jersey. And then I'm playing in Woodbridge on Monday, which is a makeup for a show that was heated out. I think it was in July we were supposed to play. We've played this place like 3 or 4 years in a row now. It's a huge outdoor thing. And it was 102 or 103 degrees, and they canceled it because of the severe heat. So that is on Monday. So we have Sunday and Monday. Thanks for asking. And I was supposed to have a show tonight. I wasn't going to be on, but they postponed that till October 14th. Cool. Yeah, you should get approved right away, Lori. Nice stuff tomorrow. Cool. U.S. view cards. See, I like the way you use the proper terminology. We were talking about that too. View cards. Maybe a few foreign snuck in. Sure. Beautiful. Must see TV, everybody. Popeye over on Whatnot. Go check them out if you haven't. Hey, Purple Socko, what are you doing? Well, I know what you're doing. How are you doing? A couple of real photos you want to ask that group about. Yeah, isn't it incredible? Like, I swear to you, of course, watch. You'll do it and it won't be true. But almost without fail, this like within several minutes of you putting something up, day or night, you'll have at least one response. And usually that one response triggers like 4 or 5 other people coming through with like extra information. It's a great group. No idiots, you know. Is it just linen? Yeah. You just sold 50 Florida linen for $9.99. 50 cards? Yeah, those are called greeting cards, right? In the postcard words. And I know some people don't dabble in the greeting card thing. Like Kelly, I believe. Yep, it is. Oh, did you? You tried to contribute and help out? Good resell lot. Beautiful. I guarantee if you found these cards for 75 cents at the mall, you'd snatch them up without a second thought. Appreciate that. Very good. I do appreciate that. What does he or she play? 30s, 40s, and 50 greeting cards. Really? I mean, not that that's new, but I'm just so, I guess because of the print ad thing, I'm drawn to really olds, like, turn of the century, 20s, 13s, especially with the cards. I don't know if they're more valuable or anything. I'm drawn to them personally more than the newer ones. The chrome stuff, it just looks a little cheesier to me. I like the old-fashioned style. I like the fonts that they used. I love the images. But it doesn't mean that they're not valuable, the other ones. All the time. Cool. You love the artwork. That's cool. Not being paid to say this, but honestly, I've never had a bad buy from Popeyes, even the cheaper lots. Put them up and they sell. Yeah, I totally. I have a Popeye lot right here. And here's a Truth in Advertising. Look at this. Safely shipped to my homestead. I think it's about 100 cards or so. I've listed. I still have a bunch of these to list. I've gotten 2 lots. I got this one. I got the Disney cards, Popeye, which are selling, by the way. The Disneyland cards. I'm pleased to announce. Most excitedly was the. I had listed one on the 13th, like a couple of days ago. 13th, it sold on the 15th for $10, but still, it's a Disney. Probably a dime a dozen. There's probably tons of Disney cards out there, but it was from the 50s, and it was the riverboat scene. It sold for $10 in 2 days. So fired up, and it was definitely perfect quality, shipped with care. That's a great packing job, absolutely. And then in my early stages of trying to come up with an organizational system, of course, I have P1 for Popeye 1, which is foreshadowing that they may be a Popeye 2, Popeye 3. But yeah, it's good stuff. Definitely a good place to, for novices like myself to start out with, get some cards and just, like I talked about a lot earlier in the show, is like I just want to get familiar with cards as a whole. I want to thumb through tons of them, as many as I can. I want to look for consistencies. I want to look for things that appeal to people. Just get familiar with it, familiar with terms, so I can speak about cards and sound like I have half a brain when it comes to that topic. Things like that. Just get sort of engulfed in it. I know it's a huge. What did John say? It's the second or third most popular collectible in the world, behind stamps and something else. I forgot what the other one was. I think stamps is still the number one collectible. Or maybe coins. Was it coins? So obviously still very popular. I have, Kelly. I don't know that I've watched every minute of every one, but I talked about this when I first came on the air on YouTube, that it's one of the reasons I got into doing my print ad series was kind of borrowing from John's idea with the postcard thing. So I did download all of them. So I have them because I wasn't into postcards yet. I'm like, well, if I ever want to get into it, here's the college course, So I did download it, and I started going back to some earlier episodes just this week, actually, because he had said, get an inventory system in place before you start picking up cards. It's always much easier to, start a system before you have a hoard. So coins, yeah. You were a late bloomer to the YouTube channel. In the U.S., you have to add sports cards. Yeah, that's probably true. Stamps and postcards. Worldwide, sports cards aren't as popular. Right. That makes sense. You see, and I think that's a great point. Remember we talked about this earlier on, Deal Finder, that like me too, like just from a visual perspective, you want to see things that are interesting. John talks about in his series, like, what not to pick up or whatever. And one of his things was, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like images of people doing nothing. It's a great point. Just some kids standing there in an outfit from 1907. Who cares? Like nobody of renown, just a guy standing there, as we joked about, just a woman standing there doing nothing. There's no pizzazz to that. There's no real attraction to it other than, okay, yeah, it's 100 years old, but who cares? Age does not always determine the price. Same thing with the print ads. But when you, like you just said, Deal Finder, when you have intriguing things, old cars, absolutely. Beaches, yeah. Street scenes, yep. Street signs, store signs, maybe for an old marketplace that's out of business, things like that. Things that are visually exciting. I know the whole anthropomorphic thing, which crosses over several genres, is very popular. Cats all playing cards and things like that. So you have to have some intrigue or something to pull you in visually. And those images of old people just standing in a corner do nothing, The keyword skills you use for print ads transfer over to postcards. Yeah, I totally see a parallel. Yep. Yeah, he certainly does. Obscene amounts, I might say. He's on a different level with volume than anyone, I think. You'll have bad days, yeah, of course. Yeah, literally throw away. You probably can't give them away, especially to people that know postcards, right? Yeah. Maybe the junk lot thing. Have you ever tried to do that? If you've literally had tons, throw them on Etsy as a junk lot, or what do they call it? Not a junk lot. what do we call that, Dawn? Like junk journal, or like like an art lot where somebody can make something artistic out of old pictures. Maybe you might be able to bundle them up, by the bushel, like 500 junk cards, and sell them on Etsy. And I list what I think other men would like. Sometimes I think like a lady. So yeah, sure. Put yourself in their shoes, right? Sure. But are they photos of people doing nothing? That's the question, Glitterwitch, because nobody wants to see pictures of people doing nothing. Junk drawer lots. Yeah, junk drawer lots. Or there was another term, like basically for crafters to use. Craft lot? Maybe it's just a crafting lot. On Etsy, there's a catchphrase. Where is Dawn when I need her? Where is Dawn? Dawn would know my term. I think it's like a crafting lot. People could do a little decoupage, decorate, make a poster or something with a bunch of old postcards. You might be able to give them away under that guise, like sell and market it that way. You've had people put them in shoe boxes and then you got to cover. I got into the habit, even though it hasn't rained here in 4 months, I have gotten in the habit of when I put my boxes out because I have, thankfully, somebody picks up our stuff from the post office. It took a little while to train them to come every day, but they do now, which is really cool. But anyway, because of the rain, I have like a big plastic cover I always put over like if I have a couple of those post office canisters that they give you, I always put like a bag over it when it's raining outside, just in case. Because it's one of those things I can't wait too long because there's no exact my window is like usually between 2 and 5 p.m. or so. There's when they arrive. So if I roll the dice and I wait till 3, I might have missed the boat, and then I have to go schlep over to the post office, which is frowned upon. This was years ago before you discovered how to salvage. Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha. Yeah, scrapbooking. That's a good one. Purple circle. Yeah. Yeah. When in doubt, lot them together. And the junk drawer thing is definitely a thing on eBay with just a hodgepodge of junk that you just want to move and get rid of and take a couple pennies on the dollar, but at least it's out of your life and you made something. And yeah, the other things like the scrapbooking or crafting lots, I know they usually on Etsy, they're very popular with not just postcards, records. You can get rid of record covers, just sell the record cover. If the record's in really lousy condition, it's all scratched up, people melt them down and they use them as like ashtrays and candy dishes. A lot of creative ways to get rid of stuff. You try not to throw it out in the garbage if at all possible. If you spent any kind of money buying this stuff, you want to make something back. So I agree with that, Stephen. Excellent sentiment there. I'm going to peek in really quick. I won't put her on, but I want to see how Annie's doing on her whatnot. What'd you guys think of that? Any feedback that you'd like to give her? I'm sure she'd appreciate that. I would appreciate that. In fact, I always solicit it during the live. For those of you who see my live streams on whatnot, usually on Wednesday at 6 p.m., by the way, Jiminy Flip It. I'll always, especially in the beginning of the show, make sure, stupid things. Everybody can hear me. You can hear the music. Stuff is balanced. You can see the images. See the items I'm trying to put up. Do little things like that. And try to welcome people in and all. Why can't I find her? Maybe she's off already? I hope not. She had a lot of stuff. I don't remember what category she was under. Maybe she's gone. I hope not. Well, anyway, yeah, if there's anything anyone wants to comment on about her auction, we could pass that information on. You don't have a record player. How does that even happen, Deal Finder? I have my main real good record player, and I have one of those little box ones that you pick up because it has a 78 speed. So when I'm selling my 78s, which I have tons and tons and tons of, and this is a little stack of them that I was going to list tonight. There's probably like 20 or so. I usually test them out on my little player just to make sure they play. And they aren't too dinged up. But I'm a record guy, so of course I'll have records. Yeah, exactly. You could just sell the covers and stuff. People again will use them in crafting things. The lack of bidders. Yeah, me too. There weren't that many people in the room, and I couldn't believe when that cat mug went up. I really thought that was going to sell for a lot of money, and it didn't even sell. A little discouraging. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Yeah, that's true. Or maybe just a little brief in the descriptive process, like just kind of get to the point. Here's a really cool mug. It's from this and this. Let's go. Start the clock. People's patience seems to wane over on whatnot. It's a fine line. You have to balance schmoozing and talking with people and saying hi and all that stuff, which is good business anyway, and just nice etiquette, along with presenting things and getting stuff out the door. All right. Thank you so much, Godowich. Thanks. I really appreciate you being part of the show tonight. Welcome aboard. And we'll see you hopefully Tuesday. We should be back on Tuesday. No, I got you, Delphine. I'm just fooling around. But if you sell records, you really should get a record player. Wow, I thought you were writing in German or something. Mietglieder. Meant bye. Yeah, it can be. And the one thing for in Annie's case for sure, which is a great thing, she's always she bounces around. She's done so many. She's done jewelry auctions. She's done ephemera auction. She did this Halloween one, which is obviously ideal in her part of the country. She does different things. I think she might have even done a record auction. I'm not positive. So she bounces around, and you kind of have to see what sticks. But it is hit or miss, But I think most people that are on it, especially if they found a niche like John, of course, or like Ben does a really good job, Nudie Provisions or whatnot. Consistency, like everything else, consistency seems to be the key. Just keep doing these stupid shows over and over and over. And eventually, if it hasn't picked up right out of the gate, you'll usually build up a following. Dave, Paperboy from Million Dollar Peddlers, he was struggling. He'll be the first to admit it. He was struggling a lot out of the gate on whatnot, and nobody was showing up and nothing was selling. But he's been incredibly persistent, and he's built up a nice following. And now I watch his shows, and he does well. So he didn't get discouraged by those first few, and he just kept on trucking. So kudos to Dave, and he does a great job. And he has lots of people in his room every night now when he does, or every week when he does the show. Well, you've been busy chatting and doing other things. At least you got 29 listings up. That's more than some people do in a whole day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was a little bit prolonged too. Maybe she could just get to the point quicker with certain items. You know what I mean? You have one record and seal. There you go. Sesame Street Monsters LP. Cool. Oh, man. 300 records to go. One listed. Are any others sealed, or is it one sealed and 299 not sealed? Yeah, Kelly's fantastic. Kelly, don't bang yourself over the head. You have all those listings up anyway, and trust me, I understand the drive. If I was 30 years old, I'd be dying to get the heck out of the corporate world too, ASAP. Trust me. I wish this existed then. It's one of those things, and you hear your parents say it and your grandparents, in my day and all that stuff, but it really is true in recent times. Like, could you imagine for those of us over 50, let's just say, if we had this kind of stuff at our, YouTube, and I mean, eBay was around when I was around 30, early 30s. It started, but it was nothing like this, But the YouTubes and all this social media stuff, could you imagine if this was around when we were 30 or 25 years old? My God. The tools are just, and the ability to look up anything you want instantly and have instant information at your fingertips about anything on the planet. It still boggles my mind. I think we all take it for granted as time goes on, but man, just think back a few years. This would have been pie in the sky, me with music, that I could just type the name of any song I've ever heard in my life and bam, instantly there it is playing, Oh, who's that guy that played third base in 1962? Oh, there he is, It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, and Popeye proudly hasn't listed since the end of March. That's awesome. So we're in the 6 month, coming up on 6 months Shockingly already, huh? Me, yeah, I saw. That was cool. I will follow up with that. Thank you. 7 sealed. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Get your Halloween stuff up. It should be up already, theoretically. Halloween does sell truly all year round, but of course, right now, for the next month and a half or so, it's going to be at a fever pitch. So definitely a good idea to get any Halloween stuff you have up. I agree with that, but he has so much inventory. And again, we always say the same thing. It's a broken record about volume and having a ton of stuff up, quantity. When you have that kind of quantity, you're going to keep selling. If he had 1,000 items up and has it listed in 6 months, probably wouldn't be selling anything. But it's just outrageous. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, you do still send out offers. That's cool. By far, the greatest enhancement ever in the history of eBay is the ability to send offers. That would be crippling if they took that away one day again. They'd be fools, but I think it put a lot of people out of business. So much of, I'm sure, not just me, I'm sure a lot of people would attest to that the majority of my orders come from offers I send out. Correct. Also, right, quantity and quality. I agree totally. But if I tomorrow had 50,000, I don't know, whatever, sneakers on YouTube, whatever, something that's really popular, it sells well, I'm sure I could step away for a matter of time and that they would probably still be out there because they're popular items. And postcards are clearly very popular. Don't know why. I really don't. No offense. I just don't understand the appeal, like why that many people are into collecting them. But clearly there are a lot of people into collecting postcards. So why not jump on the bandwagon, right? That's towards John, I'm sure. Usually takes quantity or high quality listings, right? Or ideally a combination of the two, right, Stephen? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of mandatory. You're down 32% from last month on me still, but up 42 on the airplane. Oh, your airplane's still pretty new. So what are you doing with all that stuff? Everybody saw the video with the million cards. You've only listed a very small portion on eBay, right? Are you going to ultimately try to offload some of those on Whatnot? The airplane stuff? Yeah, the Canadian shipping thing is always tough, Grant. I know Dawn talks about that all the time with me about the shipping problems with the two countries. It's terrible. See, and it's funny. I do well with the 12-inch stuff. I don't have a lot of singles. I sell mostly albums, and I sell 78s. You did one end and list 2 months ago. Okay. Is that what Steve? Yeah, for me, it's almost exclusively, regular full albums, 12-inch, 33. You plan on listing all the? Oh, all right. Well, that'll be quite a task to get all those airplane cards up. A die-cast car on an offer last week, and the guy sent a note to me saying, "Did not buy. I was not paying." Yeah, well, that's true. And the more you do, the more crazies you find. It's a byproduct of success, unfortunately. You run into some nutty people. 7-inch could ship for $360. 16? Yeah, that's out of control. One listing will have 200 to 300 extra copies behind it. Once I get them all listed, I'll just ride them like what you're doing to me. Still sure? Do you have a game plan for listing them? Like you're gonna engage the help of some family or whatever to come in and help you? Yeah, I guess they don't have media mail. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Welcome. You're just in time for the end of the show, Charles, but I'm glad you're here. We've been on for, we're coming up on 4 hours, actually, in 10 minutes. But great to have you in here. It's been a fun, varied show this evening. We've bounced around. We got to preview a live Whatnot auction for about 15, 20 minutes with Annie. Hope she did well. Yeah, $16 is a lot. No media mail. Yeah, that's the problem. And again, that's the only knock on Whatnot from a buying perspective for a lot of people is the shipping can be really, really expensive because they don't have media mail on Whatnot. So when you do, like I was doing a lot of selling records on Whatnot, it's not $16, but they're like $9.50 to ship a record, which again you might have sold for $10 or so. So they're paying, in some cases, actually more than they paid for the album itself for shipping, which is no good. So hopefully they'll get around to offering media mail over on Whatnot. I know it's been talked about. How's Whatnot? You have several Whatnot people in here, including myself. I really enjoy it. I've been doing it since I was approved on Memorial Day weekend, which is kind of cool. So I guess since early June. And I've had a good time with it. John, obviously, Popeye's Postcard is doing incredibly well. A lot of people that do ephemera, which is the folks that I tend to follow, everybody seems to be doing well. I think the whole genre, or whatever you want to say, the niche is catching on over on Whatnot, which is a beautiful thing. It's growing. We had a great event about a month and a half ago, that John spearheaded called Paperpalooza. And now they just did a little mini version called Ephemerama last week. And I didn't hear a lot about it. I wrote to Ben and he said he had a really good show. It was just a smaller group of people than the initial one. But I think, what was the goal, John? Every month you're going to do that now? 2nd September, I think. Ephemerama thing. Ooh, there you go. So Dawn with her little promotional thing for Stallion Express, whatever that is. Some Canadian shipping thing. From your son, who was a postal supervisor, media days and number. Because again, so many people like screw around with that, right? Yeah, welcome back, Dawn. First goal to get rid of another 400,000 postcards on Whatnot, then unload the 4,000 dental books. Oh, you still have those? And then get them all listed. 2 to 3 decades possibly. I think that's actually happening, Kelly. Did I read some of that is happening? I thought they put a date on that, ending the regional rate thing. And somebody said, what happens if you have all those boxes, the free boxes that they give out? Can you use them anymore? Yeah, press. With what? Media? Yep. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's great stuff, Charles. If you're not familiar, I don't know if you're on Whatnot or whatever, but I have a link. A lot of people have a link. If you want to click, there's a link below my show. You get $10 credited to your account immediately if you want to set up an account with Whatnot. And you can use it to shop around. Second Saturday of every month. There we go. Messing with shipping costs is stupid. It negatively affects our economy. Yeah, there really isn't a benefit at all. Estate sale extravaganza too. Did you really? The one that we were shafted from the first time? Is that the same one? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kelly. What do you do with all these boxes if they get rid of them? That would not be cool. I'm sure they'll have to honor them, I would imagine, right? Oh, you remember December. Okay, very cool. So you know all about it. What do you sell, Charles? What's your forte when it comes to Whatnot? Yeah, whatever works, right? Chit Chats Express also lets you do media mail. Nice. No, I don't forget. Yeah, no, I just didn't know the name of them, but yeah, I know that you work with these other companies. A little bit of everything. Okay, that's cool. Variety, right? Variety is the spice of life. Variety is the spice of Whatnot. Very cool. I will be on Popeye's show tomorrow night. I think it was 8 o'clock. I have it bookmarked. For anybody looking to pick up some cool postcards, I will be there for sure. I'm sure I know Kelly will be there. Oh no, Annie is still on. Hold on. Let's sneak in and see what she sold. Annie has sold 20 lots are sold. That's good. She's still doing a lot of, I mean, right now she's showing a book again, like all Halloweenish, poish stuff, books. But she has, she sold 20. She has 87 more products up for auction, and then she has 12 buy it nows available. So she's got lots of product, that's for sure. It's just a matter of getting people in your room when you're doing these shows at 10 o'clock at night too. Mostly Christmas stuff. Oh yeah, is that what you like to sell the most? Again, even though it's 3.5 months away, it's still right around the corner, right? And people buy Christmas, I know you know this, all year round. You sold 3 items. Way to go, Steven. I told you. Did you put a thumbs up in my thing, Steven? That was the guarantee. Within 24 hours of giving a thumbs up to this video, you will sell something on eBay. It's the Jiminy Flip It guarantee. Although it's not a written guarantee, it's an implied guarantee. All right, everybody, we're probably going to wrap things up. I'm at the 4-hour mark to come up to 10 o'clock East Coast time. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It was a lot of fun, a lot of good conversation, a lot of topics. You sold 3 during my show. These are live testaments, folks. Just give that thumbs up. You're guaranteed. Steven always, I know. I'm fooling around, of course. But that's great. I love when the good luck. And I had an offer and a sale. So I had 1 during the show. It's something. Thanks, Stillfinder. Great company. A lot of fun. You too, Charles. Sorry, we're just signing off. We came on at 6, though. And it's 10 o'clock. So I'm going to have to wrap it up. It's Friday night. Got to get some shut-eye at some point. And again, I got the couple of Beatles shows for those who care on Sunday and Monday night. And then we'll be back on Tuesday here on the Jiminy Flip It. We'll do a chat show. Maybe we'll do a listing show since we didn't list anything tonight. Whatever. We'll do a show on Tuesday. I'll put a post out there on YouTube. But otherwise, everybody go check out John and Popeye's postcards on Whatnot tomorrow night. I'll be there for sure. Need to buy some more postcards. Hope everybody has a great, safe weekend. Have a lot of fun. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your life. And we'll see everybody here on Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody. And thanks again for joining. Bye-bye.